Chat. Vegas people.
Time's never on your side. Feel your mind get taken for a ride. Nothing changed, yet no one stayed the same. Everybody's got a name.
Pass this flirt boy. I'll be back soon. All right, Draco, we miss you. Don't go on too long. I visit the shore.
And everybody
They're kind of chill.
Everybody plays the game for sure.
Vibing.
Sin City. What happens in
Yeah, it's Sin City.
Vegas stays in Vegas. It's a place of exorbitant wealth, gambling, and luxury resorts. However, 35,000 people are homeless in Las Vegas, and many of them live in the tunnels below Caesar's Palace.
It's pretty cool, huh? But you see how clean it is? The casinos, you know, like they go through the drain and they come through here.
Do you guys use this for anything?
Yeah, we wash clothes. Put a bucket under it, get the water, and wash and rinse.
Do you guys take showers with this?
We take showers on the other one.
That's toilet water.
You know, the other one's a lot cleaner.
That's pretty
Futurama.
clean though.
Yeah, it's clean.
Is
This
it?
documentary will explore the life of the people living in the drainage tunnels beneath the Las Vegas Strip, a small community of unhoused people often referred to in local folklore as the Mole People, who agreed to take me in for a
A little
short
gross.
period.
I feel bad. I thought they were the Vegas rat people. I should have been calling them the mole people. My bad. I was like, guys, you guys are the Vegas rat people? I feel so bad for them. Vegas really is like that. You'll see people sitting on the side of the street with like their luggage, and they're like they look destitute, like they just lost all their money.
Baby.
Common mistake.
See you in the morning.
The rat people were from a different tunnel.
Promise we won't do anything to them. We won't tie them up or nothing like that. No bondage, stuff films, no, not tonight.
If you're an avid documentary watcher, you may have seen there's
Yeah.
been dozens upon dozens of documentaries made about this small community in the past 6 years. After it was first investigated by researcher Matt O'Brien, who wrote a book called Beneath the Neon, and started a non-profit organization to help them
Damn.
called Shine a Light, a recovery center ran by former tunnel people.
That's my booking picture.
The
Mistake.
tunnels have been a
That's awesome.
magnet for documentary
Little
filmmakers
gross.
for quite some time.
Good night,
myself
Draco. We
included.
love
Get
you.
out of the damn way, dude. This
Or
is
good
the
night, Oz. Sorry, I saw Oz say it first, but now I see. Good night, Ozzy.
illest juxtaposition imaginable. Think about it. Are you thinking about it?
And to me, the public fascination about the tunnels makes complete sense.
Oh.
Between Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the legendary New York documentary, Dark Days, which documented the Freedom Tunnels in Harlem in the late 90s, and the underground
Freedom Tunnel in the late 90s in Harlem? I didn't know anything about that. What is that?
Series, it's safe to say that we all share a mutual
My heart
fascination with
skin.
hidden, underground, subterranean living. But still, I was
Real.
hesitant to make a Vegas Tunnels video, much like I've been hesitant to make a video about the gathering of the Juggalos, or Slab City, California. Sheer journalistic oversaturation. But there were a couple factors that made me feel like it was worth it. The main factor being that it is illegal to be homeless in Las Vegas.
Wait, it is?
Our previous videos on homelessness explored the streets of San Francisco and Philadelphia, where in certain sections of town, homelessness and public drug consumption are decriminalized. And for some reason, police turn a complete blind eye to hellish street scenes, resulting in visually grotesque viral videos and national
Yeah,
headlines.
dude. Like, some of the streets in the United States are so fucking disgusting and down bad now and overrun with drugs and stuff.
Declaring a state of emergency. But Las Vegas, on the other hand, has just as many homeless people as Philly and San Francisco, but it's not a progressive city and is much different in terms of policy.
It's not, because it's owned by like 3 people. Vegas, all the Vegas stuff are owned by like 3 or 4 people.
In Vegas, Metro PD militantly enforces what are called vagrancy laws that essentially make it illegal to be homeless, homeless being defined by excessive loitering, panhandling, or reselling items like snacks or water.
Because they're actually engaging
Portland,
in a business.
Oregon is
None
rough.
of them are licensed typically, and then there is an issue, of course, with the source of their water.
Upon your first
I mean, I'll say this, the homeless people in Vegas, I guess you don't really know if they're homeless unless they're sitting there, but like, you definitely get the vibe of people walking around that they're homeless.
arrest, you're given a misdemeanor.
Even though
But
not-
after your third arrest, you're given 6 months in county jail and a $1,000 fine. So it's for this reason, in addition to the intense summer heat, that many of the city's
Dude,
homeless
76 Nevada homeless people died from the heat
sought
already.
refuge in the tunnels underground.
That's crazy.
But that being said, I felt like highlighting this contrast between homelessness in progressive cities versus in Las Vegas still wasn't enough to warrant a full-blown documentary
I never understand, like, that was like a young guy in a tunnel, like, living there homelessly. Like, why wouldn't he try? I don't know his story, but still.
on my end. After all, if I've learned one thing as a journalist, it's that raising awareness as a motif is borderline useless in almost all cases, and simply humanizing a perhaps misunderstood, controversial, or impoverished interview subject really does nothing to actually help them in the long run. And that's not to say that I regret any previous work that I've done. I just think that in this stage of my life, if I'm gonna document someone actively struggling, I feel a responsibility to at least try to help them. So this in mind, I figured that if I was gonna do this documentary,
That's awesome.
my goal would be to actually help the tunnel dwellers and provide a model for future solutions to homelessness that go beyond bologna sandwiches and prayers. So in this episode, we'll not only learn about life in the tunnels, but also how they eat, how they work around Las Vegas's vagrancy
He
law
ate tunnel food?
to earn money, what the current options are for recovery, and ultimately help them navigate through what they say is the number one
I want
obstacle
them to
that's
get
kept them
help,
homeless,
but I
the
also
inability to get a valid ID or driver's
don't want
license in the
to
state of Nevada.
eat rat food.
Smile.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
Not a single person living in the tunnels had an ID. And though it might seem like a somewhat trivial item to some of you, without an ID, you can't qualify for housing, be admitted to shelters, work day labor jobs, open a bank account, buy cigarettes. or
That's
receive
fair. Blowing sandwich and prayer sounds good right now. I mean, but like, at the same, for real, at the same time, like, why don't they have their IDs?
any type of government aid. And so the second half of this
Like, do they just become homeless and lose their ID?
episode will be spent above ground, devoted entirely to getting as many people in the tunnels IDs as we could, which, as you'll learn, is a painstaking, nearly impossible process to go through without a housed co-signer like myself. Anyways, let's back
Damn,
up to the
a house co-signer?
afternoon of October
Be on the record somewhere?
5th, just a couple hours
What the fuck?
before I entered
Dude, I've literally stood right where he's
the
standing.
tunnels, hanging out with my old buddy, Mr. Daddy. Las Vegas, Nevada. Hot Las Vegas, Nevada. A city of lust.
Vegas! Woo! They call it Sin City for a reason. This is where you come to see titties. Black titties, white titties, yellow titties. I love all titties. This is the place.
A city
Damn.
of opulent wealth. And
The feather
excessive
girls, yeah, they're insane, bro. They'll walk up and grab you, touch you, all kinds of stuff.
gambling.
I was
a
there.
playground for billionaire playboys like Chris Angel Mindfreak, Dan Bilzerian, the Blue Man
Gotta
Group,
catch them all.
David Copperfield,
Yeah, dude, they love the Blue Man Group in Vegas.
an alleged slip and fall con man, Farhad Naqvi.
Mark Wahlberg is with her.
No fucking way.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's out here now. Vegas!
What's new, bro?
Man, a lot of things.
Mr.
Yeah, girl I
Daddy.
can enter to.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello.
It's been a couple years.
I know, right? It's been a minute, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you been?
Midway through this interview,
Yeah.
I had a shocking revelation, which is that many new Channel 5 fans may not know who Mr. Daddy even is.
My name is Mr. Daddy. This is my favorite dance move.
For reference, I met Mr. Daddy
Damn.
about 4.5 years ago when I was shooting on Fremont Street in Las Vegas
Oh
for a
my
show
god, I'm going to Fremont soon and I heard it's insane.
called All Gas No Brakes.
So you've never done drugs before? Do you want to? Because I got the Pepsi challenge.
What's that mean?
I mean, I got Coke. Yeah. Have you ever boofed before?
This was one of the first
Damn.
All Gas No Brakes Instagram clips to go viral in 2019 and inspired multiple future collaborations.
You remind me of a cigarette.
Why?
Because I want to get you fucking lit and then put your butt in my mouth.
And even resulted in Mr. Daddy hosting his own segment. And after the country shut down
What?
for COVID, we even took the show virtual.
We all glow boys, yo. Glow side, her side, glow
Hey, yo,
girl.
Terp. Hey, yo, Terp. If Corona doesn't take you out, can I?
But as
Bro, he's just friends with the Coke fiend. I love Chris Angel. I've seen Chris Angel ads too. I gotta catch them all.
2020 kicked
When I
off
was
and became
there.
a year from hell from a political standpoint, I guess I lost touch with Mr. Daddy. But Mr. Daddy's a great man, and so I'm happy to reintroduce him.
How you been?
I'm good, bro. What's new in your life?
I'm working on a sketch comedy TV show right now. Also, I've been 5 months sober, off the alcohol, which is good. The Las Vegas diet,
What's the
The Las Vegas
Las
diet.
Vegas diet?
So you know what California sober is, right? It's like when you only smoke weed, you don't do drugs.
Yeah.
So Las Vegas sober is when you don't drink alcohol, but you still do the drugs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's crazy. It's been 4 years, and this guy, if you watching the funny video, he's low-key funny as fuck. He looked way different, but like the drugs really aged him and progressed. When I would, and I'll be honest, chat. I was hooked on Xanax for a long time, coke, and I did a lot of hard drugs. And I remember one day, somehow I was sober. I went into the bathroom and I was getting ready, and I looked in the mirror and I just looked how much it was fucking with my appearance and my stuff, and I was like, dude, no more. Literally, my vanity saved me from being a drug addict. Like, I was just like, bro, I don't want to look like an ugly piece of shit from doing so much drugs, and like that's why I quit.
Type shit all the time. So
as bad as that sounds for my reason of quitting, I didn't want to like turn into like a crackhead looking motherfucker.
Challenge, right? What's going on with you?
Just in Vegas making a documentary.
Okay,
what up, Jish?
Like the people who live below the city in the tunnels.
The mole people?
Yeah.
Oh shit, are you gonna go in there?
Yeah, I'm planning to.
That's sketchy as fuck. You went to Ukraine during the bombings and shit, so I guess the tunnels.
Bro, this guy, Andrew Callaghan, the guy doing the interview, as soon as the Ukraine war started, he somehow got into Ukraine and was like made a documentary there, like why there was bombings and stuff. And I watched it; it was insane. Like he was in an active fucking war zone.
I don't know, bro. That's just gonna be scary as fuck. That's what I heard. I heard there's like thousands of people. They like snatch you up, do smut films and shit. Yeah. Bring some loot, bro, because I don't think they got any down there.
From what I could gather by the way Mr. Daddy explained the tunnels, they seem to exist as a no man's land in the local imagination, a forbidden place shrouded in dark mythology. Growing up in Seattle as a teenager, we had a place like that too, called the Jungles, a lawless tent city beneath Interstate 5 that we somehow grew up believing was full of psychotic child molesters and escaped prisoners who would happily strangle us with our own intestines if we so much as came within stabbing distance of their jurisdiction. Of course, in reality, the Jungles were just a pretty normal West Coast tent city, full of mostly down-on-their-luck drifter types. But because of the absurd rumor mill speculation and horror stories told about this forbidden place, we were essentially led to believe there were actual monsters down there. And I think the situation in Vegas is quite similar.
You know, it's just like a folklore kind of situation right here in Vegas, you know? Like, I've been here 15 years and I've never been in there and...
Damn, Chad, this is what being in Vegas for 15 years does to you. Look at this guy.
I don't really know anyone that's ever gone down there. I heard there's like thousands of people that have like these mansions set up and like you come in there and you get stabbed. Yeah, there's snuff films, like they'll come out at night, snatch your children, they'll give you pink eye. They got like solar panels and they get tax deductions from like selling people's jewelry and shit.
I've definitely heard that they come out at night and they either snatch children off the streets or like they'll grab you and they'll give you like diseases or other things. I've heard some fucked up things, like they're not real people, they're all like dismembered, it's all like a big incest ring of just rat people underground. Like,
I've actually got a blowjob from one of them before. No.
What have you heard?
Dude.
They're rapists, like they steal from you, like even from my own mom.
Hey, you guys talking about tunnel people?
Yeah, we are.
I live in the tunnels.
What a vibe.
This is Glenn, one of the longest living residents of the tunnels, who, thanks to the help of fellow YouTube-based journalists Tommy G and Brandon Buckingham, I was able to arrange a meetup with on the same casino bridge where I met up with Mr. Daddy.
Are the mole people real?
Those are real.
Do they eat the kids that they take at night?
No.
No. I've heard that they actually go blind because they never see sunlight, so they're just always in the dark down there.
Nah, that's not true.
Okay.
But we do have snuff films down there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's always a good event to be invited to.
Snuff films? How about a perfect time? I feel like he's memeing.
How long have
Hello,
you lived there?
Glenn.
I've been there since 2013. 10 years.
Wow. Do you like it there?
No, I don't. I'm actually leaving there. This week I should be out of there.
What was keeping you in there?
Drugs.
Understandable. What kind of drugs?
Just meth, marijuana. There's other drugs there, but I don't do them. The heroin, the blues. I don't mess with them. That's too hard.
He's like, man, I just stopped the meth. You know, I'm trying to keep it a little clean, trying to be safe.
Our prior communication,
so they're waiting to say
Glenn
something.
said he would give me a complete tour of the tunnels and even let me stay overnight, as long as I didn't portray his community in a sensational or dehumanizing light, which I had no plans to. So we drove from the Las Vegas Strip to the western tunnel entrance, which is at the base of the Rio Casino.
Damn.
How many tunnels are there?
Right here.
Dude, that's where there's right next to the Rio Casino is the Wynn Casino, I'm pretty sure. In hotel, and that's where Pauly D's performing.
At the 6th way, they turn into two big tunnels.
Glenn explains that while there's hundreds of miles of drainage tunnels in Las Vegas, The primarily inhabited tunnel is only about 1.5 miles long and runs from the base of the Rio beneath the Strip and lets out behind the Link Hotel.
Do different tunnels have different rules, or it's kind of just one thing?
Pretty much all the rules are the same. No stealing. Pretty much that's about it. Respect everybody. Don't steal people's stuff.
What happens if you find out someone stole somebody's shit?
We usually send them on their way, kick them out of the wash.
Yeah.
But you gotta be 100% positive that they stole it, you know?
Yeah.
Damn.
Have you had to kick somebody out recently?
Absolutely, yeah.
What'd they take?
Yeah, I believe a speaker. I think it was a speaker and a phone.
Yeah.
Andrew, by the way.
Andrew.
What's your name?
Andrew.
Andrew. 2 Andrews.
I go by Drew.
Hell yeah, sick.
Is he bro, he's packing a meth pipe right now.
Andrew, by the way.
Andrew.
Look, he's got a meth pipe in his hand. What up, Sweet Brown?
What's your name?
Andrew.
Was there waiting to say something? He popped up like and just said his
2
piece.
Andrews.
I go by Drew.
Hell yeah, sick. How long have you been playing guitar for?
I picked it up in 1983.
Yeah.
And I was kind of old for I was 18 by then, and usually kids in the 70s were, 14, 15, and
yeah.
Got some good songs.
You make your own music?
Damn, he's high on meth, just playing his guitar in a tunnel in Vegas. That's your life. You just get high on meth every day and you just play music in a tunnel in Vegas.
yesterday, just a memory away. Does tomorrow really come? I've heard that time can ease the troubled mind, but if tomorrow doesn't come, you don't feel your mind unravel. You know tomorrow travels a lonely path around the sun.
Yeah, it's really good actually.
Tomorrow fades away. But we still have today.
Dang, he wrote that?
But if your dreams become your shattered dreams, because tomorrow never comes. But now your dreams away. That's because tomorrow takes a lonely path around the sun.
That was good.
Seems like people here
That's
are in
crazy.
pretty good spirits, huh?
He literally just like hit a fresh meth pipe, then played his little song.
But yeah, pretty much we are, considering the situation we're in.
Yeah.
You know, some of the people prefer to be down here.
Really?
Like it.
You think some people prefer to be homeless?
Yeah, absolutely. And some do actually.
If you could theorize, why do you think some people prefer that?
Drugs, able to do whatever they want when they want. A lot of people that way.
So you think even if they got offered housing, they'd be like, no?
Yeah.
How do drug addicts survive? Like, what do they eat?
Actually, there are some that refuse it. Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
For what reason do you think?
Just they don't want no rules. They don't want to be told what to do or anything like that. This is where my good friend Animal died just like a month ago.
How did he pass?
OD'd, I guess. We haven't gotten the toxicology report, but yeah, he pretty much he OD'd, and he's the guy I used to scrap with all the time. Yeah. He's a close friend of mine, and he also he was the guy that was on the Strip. I don't know if you ever saw it on the news and everything. Superman knocking the guy out.
A fight scene with superheroes plays out on the Strip, and now this video is making the rounds on Facebook. 13 Action News reporter Brian Callahan spoke to street performers about how often they have to deal with this stuff while they're just trying to earn a living.
That's him.
Really?
Yes, Animal. Yeah, that's who just passed away. Fentanyl.
Damn.
Damn.
So a lot of people are dying down here?
Yes, they are.
Man, RV life, real.
People are getting.
I want to be homeless. Definitely can't do life or even
and
life. Welcome back, caught out.
There's two that was just died.
Could never not have a base of operations. Real drugs for real. Dead. Drugs is a big problem here, especially in Vegas.
Found a bag of coke. They thought it was a coke on the Strip, and they snorted a line of it and it killed them.
Killed them both?
Killed them both. I mean, it looks just like meth. I don't even want to do meth anymore.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of it. Tired of the way people look at me and everything like that.
When you smoke meth?
Yeah, well, yeah, just being homeless and everything. They look at you a whole different way. The undesirables, they call us, or the mole people. I used to be the man back in the day.
Used to be the things touching with bad, to be honest.
Just to let you know that, until my friend was shot and killed. My connect and my best friend, 5 years ago.
Yeah. Drugs are really fucking bad in Vegas. Trust me, champ.
This doesn't seem as scary.
Shit is scary, and all I'm gonna say is like, Be safe, guys. Bro.
People were saying up there.
It's
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing is safe, bro, anymore. Like, if you're not getting it, like, if you smoke marijuana, you gotta be careful. Like, get that shit from somewhere reputable.
going in the back, there's a lot of good art back there.
Like I used to do coke, and I wouldn't even do coke nowadays because like this shit is like so crazy, so laced. I mean, I wouldn't anyways. I'm clean from that stuff, but like nowadays with how dangerous drugs are, bro, like everything you get is dangerous.
Art gallery, and then a lot of people from
But
all over
like
the world.
doing coke in 2024 is so dangerous with the fentanyl epidemic, and literally drug dealers are known for cutting fentanyl into their coke to make more coke and to sell it and using less coke because fentanyl is substantially cheaper.
World coming and to look at the art gallery and video.
Yeah. You think it's cool if I sleep here for the night?
Absolutely, there's plenty of room. You crash out and get up in the morning, and some people say that there's spirits and everything in here. I've never personally myself saw one, but a lot of people have said they saw them.
Well, I mean, they're doing meth, so they're probably seeing things.
Or it could be really
Always
good
has
drugs.
been. Oh yeah.
Glenn explains that
For
much
real.
of the spirits they say that are in the tunnels
So many
aren't the
things.
spirits of dead children that were in snuff films or anything, but of homeless people that have died during floods. After all, the
Damn.
original
Yeah,
purpose of these
SB.
tunnels was to allow rainwater to drain and to prevent the streets of Las Vegas from flooding. But now, every time it rains in Vegas, someone dies in the tunnels.
Police do post warning signs around the tunnels and washes before these major storms, but Banghart says sometimes that's not enough.
3 years ago, 4 people died at the Swenson tunnels, and I knew 3 of them. The water comes so fast.
Wait, why not, man?
Catches them off guard.
So water rushes down this whole thing.
It gets up about around this high, usually about that high, but it's gotten higher, and the higher it gets, stronger it is.
So if you're passed out or something, you could drown.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But we always warn each other about that. And but when you're trying to get your stuff out and everything, that water comes, you can be washed away. Come on in your bed. You crash out over there for the night. We'll put your bed up over here. You lay down and try to get some sleep because first night here, you might want to keep one eye open. You never know. Just kidding. You'll be safe amongst us. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like you guys will look after me.
Yes, we will.
Damn.
All right.
Damn, they got a whole setup.
It's a pretty nice place
You're
to
a
chill.
real grandpa in
Thanks for the
another
comfortable
future.
bed, guys, I appreciate it. It's actually more comfortable than I thought it would be. Got a cool like 5-inch cotton pad right here. It's nice and cool. It's about 110 degrees outside, so it's better to be here than up there for sure. I
Real.
guess you guys meet me back here in the morning. We'll give some food out, go to the scrapyard, do a bunch of stuff. See you guys in a bit. All right, bye-bye. Any last words?
Vegas, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And we do have a championship
Ooh, a
team now.
cat.
See you in the morning.
We promise we won't do anything to them. We won't tie them up or nothing like that. No bondage, stuff films, no, not tonight.
Someone
Is he
said,
really sleeping there?
What the hell
Aw,
did
gato.
you?
110. Bro, it was 111 today, SB, here. I was literally outside 111 degree weather. It was terrible. Like, you couldn't go outside for more than 30 minutes, bro. You'd have to get shade and get inside within 30 minutes or you're gonna, like, you start to feel that shit. Y'all are cooking. It's so bad. Like, that's why I get up early in the morning, get stuff done, and then, like, midday, it's miserable out. Like, my first 2 days here, it was, pretty busy there, and everything seemed pretty packed. But the past 2 days, I mean, it's still a lot of people out, but not nearly as much, because it's just so goddamn hot. I mean, at night, I'm sure. Not tonight, jeez. But, like, during the day, it's terrible. Like, the first day I got here was, like, 102. And literally, I got here as they're going into one of the biggest, Nevada's going into one of the biggest hot streaks it's ever had this upcoming week. So we're in for it for the next week. It's gonna, the next 7 days are gonna be so fucking blazing hot. You know, it's different, SB. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm tan as fuck. Like, the sun eats you, and it is like. It's a different kind of heat. Like, it's not like you're sweating, you're pouring. It's just like it dries you out and just heats up your internal temperature. Like, you just feel the heat building up in your chest. It's so dry. Oh, it's 1,000% dry. No moisture in the air. Like, bro, my lips have never been so chapped in my life. Normally my lips only get chapped during the wintertime. They've been chapped every day. Oh, it's 1,000 times worse than Florida. Florida has that breeze and it has moisture and humidity. Vegas, you feel a big gust of wind and it's like a 110-degree wind that hits you and takes your breath away. Those frozen drinks, yeah. I honestly don't know how people are surviving. Like the first, like it's hard.
Nothing gained.
Hot wind, it's blazing hot
No
wind.
one left to blame.
Like when you feel a big wind gust, it gets worse. Like when you feel the wind coming, you're like, oh, not a little relief, not a little relief from the heat. It's not that. It's like, gonna make it worse.
Top of the morning to you.
I mean, bro, like I underestimated 1,000% desert weather. This is the first desert area I've ever stayed in for like more than a couple days, like a day. In Arizona, Nevada, it's no joke. I love Arizona. That's wild. I mean, bro, I had to drive out the strip today to go somewhere, and right outside the strip, it's literally just fucking desert. Like right outside, Vegas is kind of scary because right outside of, like, you look at Las Vegas and you see it all, and then on the outside of Vegas, there's nothing but open desert. It's just complete fucking desert. It's insane.
How you doing?
How's it going, man?
Good to see you. It was fantastic. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Yeah.
Nice.
Unbeknownst to the tunnel people, I'd phoned a friend to come and give out food, supplies, and beyond.
Hey, this is Crip Mac's Mama Bear, and we're out here in the tunnel, and today I brought a bunch of items that they can utilize under there that maybe they don't get usually and make them feel human, of course.
For those unfamiliar,
Yeah,
her son, Crip Mac, is currently serving a sentence in a federal facility for firearm possession. However, from behind bars, his one request to her was to continue his mission of feeding the people and giving back to the homeless.
In the bag, they have a
It's
toothbrush,
wild.
wipe.
Just go out at night.
There's hand sanitizer, popcorn, noodles. We have a banana, an orange, an apple, and a granola bar.
Yeah, I see you brought these too for the.
Oh, for the ladies, for the lady people. Some tampones, and then a little sucker, for that sweetness that you need during that time of month. Okay, so come on
Real.
up and grab a drink.
I want to visit Vegas. I will say, if you get a chance to visit Vegas, do it. I'm definitely making, I think, once in a lifetime memories for sure, and seeing once in a lifetime things. And I mean, you just gotta be careful. You gotta be safe though, and you gotta be on guard. You gotta be drinking water and make sure you're getting enough food in your system and stuff like that.
Good morning, I'm
Good
Crystal.
foods.
Hi, Angie. Andy, my girl. Okay, so I got some for you, Mama. And if you stick around about 20 minutes, I have pizzas coming.
Do you?
Yes, please, consider it. Do you want ice water as well?
Aww.
Why did you
Fruity
choose to live in the
Pebbles.
tunnels?
Because it's out of sight. It's safe. And they take care of each other down there. If they know that someone freaking, you don't want to be around and stuff, when they come, they'll freaking, tell them to kick rocks and shit, And they won't let them near you.
So hot, probably July when it was more cold for us, so sweet. Like for me, I just think it's so sick to walk around and see everything. I've walked through the casinos, like the Venetian, and just looked. I mean, I've honestly just been a looky-loo on a lot of this stuff because really, to do anything here, you gotta spend a significant amount of money. Everything's so expensive to do, so definitely picking my battles as far as that. But it's fun just to see stuff. I mean, it's a 24/7 city. It really is, bro. You go out at 2 a.m., casinos are open, restaurants are open. 4 a.m. they're still open, titty bars, everything is open all day. Literally, bro, there's 24/7 strip clubs in Vegas. I'm not kidding. They'll say strip club 24/7. You can go look at booty at 8 a.m. in the morning. That's awesome, though.
Boyfriend,
Squirt
I have
shows.
2 kids by him, and
I'm the squirt
he
show.
freaking was really abusive, really physically abusive, and he will kill me. And he showed back up after about 2 years. We know someone that stays down that way, and I think freaking they told him where I was. I don't know when he did. CJ and Frankie was out there with me, and I freaking stood up. I was like, Frankie, don't let him near me, because he planned on killing my ass, literally.
So for you, it's almost like you get protections living down there.
Yeah. Better than freaking the cops can do, because by the time freaking I get to a phone to freaking call, I'll already be dead. Even if you get a freaking
You went to a strip club since being there? Nah. Man, yeah, of course. I would be disappointed. I'm not a strip club guy. I really am not. I don't enjoy them. They kind of make me uncomfortable if I'm being real.
Writing an order against them and stuff. Once
I had to work in one for a year, and I just saw so much terrible shit and so much depression. And dude, I don't know how many times, like, I worked there for a year, like every single night, not every single night, like 3 or 4 nights a week, and I saw so many girls bawling. There was a stripper who killed herself. It was sad, and like the girls would fight amongst each other. The men were disgusting. Like we'd have to ask men to leave because they would literally make girls so uncomfortable with their hands, their words. Literally like 20 times a night. There's a girl coming out of one of the private rooms, just bawling her ass out, sobbing. Like literally, like just like they'll be praying to God, asking for their mommy, daddy, like because like what they did was just so gross and vile. And then they have to lock back in, and the manager's like, "Come on, girl, you can't be doing this. We don't do this at the strip club." And it's just like it's so sad. It's pitiful, bro. It really is a pitiful place to be. And like I said, the patrons there are the worst part. You know what I mean? Like you think the strippers, the drama, the drugs worst part? It's the people who go to strip clubs. Like not everyone. There's decent people who go to strip clubs, I'm sure. I mean, I know there are. Like, and there's nothing wrong with going to a strip club, but like your average, like regular strip club goer, because there are people who go to the strip club every single day. Like there are dudes who go to the strip club every single night. Like those are like the worst types of like degenerate, like just like fucked up people.
You don't have time and cops to respond, you mean, before anything happens?
How long were you guys together for?
Probably like 6, 7 years. Narcissists, they don't freaking act that way at first. They wait a year, 2 years, 3 years, and then they change, and then freaking you have hope that they'll go back to the way they were, and so you freaking lie to yourself and lie to everybody around you.
I used to think I was an extreme narcissist, bro. I really did, and I was really lucky to meet some people who like helped me realize what extreme narcissism was and how evil people could really truly be. And you know, it really is kind of easy to be decent to people and to live a decent life if you really try.
But the truth is, they'll never go back that way because that wasn't who they really were.
Always, sweet brown.
This last
like the strippers were always on drugs and drinking to deal with it and to put up with it and to like swallow it. It was sad.
Time I left him, I didn't charge my phone for 3 weeks because I knew if I talked to him, went back to him, knowing the fact that he'd probably kill me one day, and that's scary.
Woo! What us women do? We go back. It's gonna be different this time, right?
But it ain't
different.
It ain't. You have to almost freaking trick your own mind and not doing it.
Kind is super easy, and not even like being kind, being nice, just being kind on a human level. Like it's so insane, like how fucking bold people are to think that they can affect your mental health when we're already struggling and going through so much, and they just come in and start wrecking shit. And you don't want to be that person either, of course. And then of course, someone thinks they can physically harm you. That's like a huge breach of like human decency, just anything. Like physically harming someone that doesn't deserve it over nothing. Like, and by deserve it, I mean if someone's trying to beat you up or fight you, they probably deserve it. But like it's insane to me.
Husband who is a classic case of a narcissist, and I just learned a lot about myself dealing with him, what I was willing to deal with.
Fuck you, Mr. Gary.
And you learn a lot about what the freaking human body is capable of freaking going through and capable of doing.
Right.
I've had several head lacerations, one caused me muscle spasms for weeks, so freaking sometimes when people
to be a horrible
stuff,
person, for real, to cut out.
It takes like
happening in someone's life, real. I always try to give people good energy that I can, and I'm not always the best at it, and I fail sometimes, and sometimes I'm an asshole, sometimes I'm a dick, and I'm caught up in my own ways and conceited or whatever, but like, you really got to make it a conscientious effort every day to like at least give somebody some good energy or a decent vibe when you meet them. I don't care anymore.
Like a second for it to register, and freaking time is inconsequential to me at this point. It's just who you spend it with, and it's how you what you do with your time when you're here. You know what I mean?
Real.
Of course, you're so right. You're so right about that.
I got a new boyfriend now who's awesome. He's in jail right now though.
Okay.
I got a new awesome boyfriend, but he's in jail for murdering somebody.
And so
that thing I told you, and man, you're the one of the strongest girls I know, and I'm proud of you. And I think about you every day and all that stuff, and I think that like at the end of the day, like you handle business the way you should, and I hate that it happened to you, but like there are times when like people need to get fucked up. Let's just put it that way. Like there comes a time, like I always say, you gotta learn when to say when, and there are times when someone needs to get fucked up.
Especially without him here.
Such a shy
so in case
person.
Ed shows up or whatever.
I can be really
the cops
shy
come
too.
here a lot, the Metro cops, and bust stuff up.
They didn't used to, but here lately they've been coming a lot and like giving people trespassing tickets or like taking you to jail for trespassing.
The number of
And
people
right, called lesson learned. Yeah. Listen, bro.
living in some flood control.
Obviously, bro, you gotta control that shit though. Like no one ever deserves to have their hands put on them like for no reason though, or over words or over this or that. Like, you know, if there's a danger or a threat or someone's threatened you or made threats, then yeah, but that's different.
Tunnels beneath the valley.
I don't be
is
fighting.
down
I don't
quite a bit
either.
in the
I
last
used to
couple
want
of
to fight
months.
all the time
Notices.
and not be afraid of fights, but like you never know, someone's got a knife, a gun, and they get lucky and they knock you out. Like anything could happen, bro. Like you're never. It doesn't matter how strong you are, how much bigger. You're never 100% gonna win a fight. And once you're knocked out, unconscious or whatever, stabbed, shot, you don't know what's gonna happen to you. You don't know what that person's capable of. You know how crazy they are. They could go all the way and fucking kill you.
Go up around washes and tunnels.
Which if you don't have a warrant, you usually get out in like 4 hours and just have a court date. But if you have a warrant, you usually do at least 3 days before you get out.
I overheard you guys talking about IDs earlier.
No, for
Do
real,
you have
man.
an ID right now?
Well, for one, I never had an ID in this state, so I have to get my birth certificate from another state. And then
Right.
you have to have 2 forms of ID to get your social security card. So then I have to get some kind of paper from the hospital. And then that with my birth certificate, I can get a social security card. And then with my social security card and birth certificate, I can get an ID.
As she explained, when you have no documents to your name, the arduous process of getting an ID in Nevada begins primarily by retrieving a printed copy of your birth certificate from your home state, which, just to request, from the state of Tennessee, for example, where the woman we interviewed was born, requires a photocopy of a government-issued ID card to verify to the records office that it's really you asking for your own birth certificate. And if you have no way to prove it, you can't get it. However, there is a service called Vital Check that allows you to circumnavigate the verification process.
Because that's when you gotta say when.
It requires a physical mailing address and a
And you have no ID. I mean, there are ways to have no ID. For sure, like if you're destitute, if you run away from home, like it sounds like she was a battered woman and she left home and got down on her luck on drugs or something, you know. Her story is, you know, XYZ, who knows, but there are lots of ways to lose all your possessions. Trust me, it's happened to me. Not like all my possessions, but I've definitely lost a lot of stuff before.
$5 credit card deposit.
$45, right? So I'm going to give you the money for that. I want to do that, but I'm actually going to make it $55 because who can't use an extra 10, right? 55 is a good number.
Acquiring the birth certificate is just the first step. From there, if you have no home address, you have to get a receipt with your name on it from an in-state medical provider, which usually means going to an urgent care for a single $100 checkup.
I have to go to the hospital and get another form, some kind of paper from the hospital.
With both that medical receipt and your birth certificate, you then go to the
This is
Social
insane.
Security office and apply for a Social Security card, which is free. Once you get that, you can finally go to the licensing center and apply for an official state ID. And assuming you have a place to send it to and $20 to pay the fee, you'll finally have one.
So in other words, would it be fair to say that you need an ID in order to get an ID?
Yes. Basically.
How does that make sense? Okay, you say the first thing we need to get the $45 for Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be back in a week and we're gonna get that taken care of for you. I'm putting it out there, and in your name is Bird, and I remember it, and I'm Crystal, and we'll take care of that. The first step I'll help you with.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Sure.
Let's get some more stuff here. Pizza! Anybody want pizza? We got pizza! Go get your pizza! Go get your pizza!
Glenn is digging in. That's my boy Glenn. That's how I be eating pizza.
Ow! Glenn is dancing. Come on, dance with me, Glenn. All right, no more for you, Glenn. You're
He's
my
fist
whole pack.
pumping.
I wanted to interview some more people who lived in the tunnels. They seemed to be a pretty
I remember coming to America with my fam trying to get IDs. It was so hard for them. Oh yeah, it's definitely difficult. Ooh, Marcos. I've seen Marcos around. I've never had it.
tight-knit community.
Helping them out. That's Crip Mac's mom. Crip Mac is a former homeless person, former felon, did a bunch of different things, and he became an influencer. But he's super crazy. Like he's like a crazy ass dude. But he was homeless, and so now that he got some fame online, blah blah blah, he was, you know, still a crazy like dude, but he started doing all these huge stuff for homeless people, just giving back to homeless people every day, you know, giving them food. Like that's what he would do in his spare time, was he's always helping people out. Anyways, he got rearrested for having a gun, and this is his mom.
One that looked.
But Crip Mac, he's a content creator / a crazy dude.
After one another. Thankfully, Mama Bear was already more or less acquainted with the power couple of the tunnels.
That's crazy.
Andy and her boyfriend, Boxer, who's kind of like the bouncer of the underground.
My real name is Jesus Martinez, but everybody calls me Boxer. I don't like people who come down and hurt people, you know, rob them or rape or whatever, you know. That's not cool. You're not right, you know. I gotta make sure to let them know, hey, you might be a crazy lunatic. That's okay. I can handle you. No problem. Hell, if I can handle my girl, I can handle you.
Hell yeah.
I've been in front of guns. I've been in front of knives. I got hit with bats, you know. I'm still here.
Why do they call you Boxer?
Because I used to box. I used to box professionally. I used to do MMA too. Now I'm 54. Ooh, I'm getting old to climb these steps, but hey, a young one who wants to dance, let's go, buddy. I'm fit for it.
You like it out here?
Yeah.
I love it out here. You get on the roller coaster, hold on, you're going for a ride. Right?
Yeah.
What are some of the main challenges you face living in the
I
tunnels?
like him. I love Boxer. What the hell?
Yeah, flood.
He's a badass.
Rains. When it comes,
W
rainy
Boxer.
season, we get a lot of water come through. Everything gets washed away. Animals, kittens. She lost a couple kittens already.
And this one kept trying to tell me where she was, and I didn't catch it. And she was like sisters to this one and that one.
Yeah, this is Thumper.
She was born on March 6th.
You just gotta be careful.
What do you guys deal with any harassment from the police?
Boxer's cool.
Oh my
They're cute.
God, almost every other day. They just come in, grab you, go through your stuff, and take you to jail.
State of Nevada versus Andrea Cook, 20 CR 012761.
Andrea Cook is far from a violent person.
I got a few tickets for trespassing.
They say, we're going to get you trespassing. We're going to get you
Damn.
Why? What are we doing to you? We're doing what you said. Out of sight, out of mind.
How do you make money living down here?
Scrap. We scrap for metal, we scrap for copper, we scrap for aluminum, whatever we could sell.
So you kind of just walk around, grab cans, and then take them to the recycling plant?
Garbage cans, we go through them, look for aluminum cans. People throw away money, they don't know it.
How much can you make on a good day scrapping?
In scrapping, you can make a good day up to $250 to $300.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
A lot of people throw away like wires and stuff like that. That's copper. Mm-hmm. Copper's higher than anything else right now.
So if somebody wants to come here and help you guys, what do you need most?
First thing first, friendship and a handshake. How you doing? That'd be the best thing of all.
Yeah, it must. I guess I am kind of guilty of this. It must feel bad to be treated subhuman, no matter what you're going through in life. You know what I mean? Like that's got to be the worst feeling. Like I'd rather, like they probably rather starve and be dirty and homeless than like they just want someone to acknowledge them as a human sometimes. And I should probably work on that too. I'm not the nicest to homeless people when they come up to me. I'm usually a little like, hey, I don't know you. Be careful.
You don't get that no more now these days. You can't say, hey, how you doing? They just look at you mean or whatever, you know. I don't know you, you know. What happened to those days where you say, hey, how you doing, you know? Yeah, that's how I miss. A lot of people just forget. They're too stuck on either working.
But then sometimes, like, homeless people are crackheads and they start yapping. They're trying to pull you in a conversation, la la la. And, like, no offense, I don't do that with, like, people who aren't crackheads and homeless people. To be fair, I kind of treat them the same as I do normal people now I think about it.
Or on themselves.
Maybe I should just treat humans better in general.
Despite being treated like undesirables by the general public,
They're so
Boxer and
sweet.
Andy say they more or less enjoy their life in the tunnels.
For the most part, it's not bad because it's cooler during the summertime, it's warmer in the winter, and you are out of officer spaces. There's nothing really crazy that happens down here. People die because they make bad choices sometimes, or because it's that time for them, or whatever. I mean, people get high and they act like they're out of their mind. I have seen people die over that though. Heroin/blues.
When did you see like blues start to come on the scene?
You know what? I didn't even know what those were until 6 months ago, maybe. Yeah, we don't allow that down here. We've had a couple friends die down here doing that.
Following the death of Joker and Animal, Boxer and Andy decided to change the rules of the Rio tunnels to make it no fentanyl, heroin, or blues with fentanyl pills allowed.
And so everybody said, no, anybody who does that, they're not allowed over here.
So these particular tunnels, there's no blues, no heroin?
No.
For real, man.
They're not allowed here.
Blues or
so
heroin
humble.
here, no. You want to smoke weed, fine. Go inside the tunnel. You know, things like that. But
in these tunnels, there's really only 2 drugs allowed.
Meth and weed.
It's almost hard to imagine that we're living in a world where now meth is considered to be a soft drug,
It really is, bro. Meth is getting more and more like people are like, dude. I've met like influencer friends, people who are like popular on TikTok, or like just people you never think would do meth, and they just straight up smoking meth rocks on the weekend.
I guess that's what fentanyl and trank have done.
How long have you been out here for?
Too long. Good intentions, just really poor choices, I guess. Following a man.
How many years ago was that?
Like 6, maybe 7.
6 or 7 years?
Unfortunately.
How come you say unfortunately?
Because I'm in a tunnel. Help asked me, they were like, do you have any mental issues? And I live in a tunnel. What do you think?
Yeah.
We try
She
to be a
seems
good
sweet.
group of people and help
She
one
seems like
another
a
and,
sweetheart.
you know, do what we can, but like, we're still
Down on our luck, still's got a good sense of humor.
undesirables, you know. If you get back to a certain area back there, you can dig and dig and dig. It's not concrete, and they call it the graveyard. A lot of people were killed and buried out there.
What do you think were the biggest factors that landed you on the streets?
Well, we come up here, I just bought a truck with my taxes, and we come up here and we did like day labor all the way from Alabama or Mississippi to here. My truck had a clean title to it, and it didn't have a tag on it, so when we got pulled over one day, they wound up towing it, and I just couldn't get it back out. It just cost too much money.
So what happened next?
We were here on the streets. We were doing good until then, but they noticed that the tag was out of date, and they pulled us over. And
Do you have any plans for the future?
of course,
Really buried, dang.
get off the streets. If I can get my ID, like when I got here, my purse got stolen. It had my license, my social security card, it had everything in it. And if I had my ID, I'd be working. Not to say I wouldn't be in here, but I'd still be working.
Yeah, we talked to Jay as well, and it seems like it's pretty hard to get an ID when you're living on the streets.
It really is. It's very hard.
Earlier in the year, way before we actually filmed this video, I went to the tunnels. I think it was in May of 2023, and I went to go meet up with this guy named Jay. The conversation with Jay was actually quite interesting, but it mostly actually revolved around the difficulties in getting an ID. So I figured it'd be good to bring back for the purpose of this segment.
My name is Jay. I've been down here like probably 9 years, and that's nothing to be proud of, but like you get stuck.
Sucks.
When I say stuck, I mean it's absolutely shockingly amazing to me how hard it
Damn, bro, looks rough.
is to get an ID with no ID. I mean, they can put you in jail. They know you are who you say you are, but you can't get an ID. And with no ID...
Yeah, they can put you in jail and book you in the system, which they need a name and an address and all that stuff for, because they put that down when they book someone. But they don't believe it's you trying to get an ID.
Guess what? You can't do anything. You can't work. You can't get an apartment. You can't do anything. I mean, and you're automatically a criminal. I look at it that way. I'm 47 years old. I've been stuck out here for like 13 years. It's like a quarter of my life.
He's clearly struggling. Oh, yeah, I know.
I wish there was some way through finger.
Wait, how old did you say he was?
Years. It's like a quarter of my life, a criminal. I look at it that way. I'm 47 years old. I've been stuck out here for like 13 years. It's like a quarter of my life. I wish there was some way through fingerprinting or DNA or some fucking thing that I could get my ID, because it comes to the point where I've tried now for so many years, 9 years, 10 years I've been trying to get my ID. I'm still ID-less. It's not like you lose hope, but the shit just doesn't work. I've never had a Nevada ID previously, so apparently that's more of a problem. So yeah, I'll walk to frickin' Israel or something if I have to, swim, whatever it takes to get an ID, but guess what, that shit's not working. And when you tell people you can't get your ID, of course they say that's not true. But it is true. It's not. I mean, anybody who says you just go down and get your ID or your birth certificate, you have to show me how, because I've tried every way. When I was younger, if you lose your driver's license, you go pay $12 to get a new one. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. Apparently, we got $8.2 million for the homeless. Just got granted to the city or something to this extent.
The Las Vegas City Council approving more than $8 million for homeless assistance.
Exactly how that $8.2 million will be spent is overseen by the Director of Neighborhood Services.
Do I think I'll see any of that? No. Do I have any interest in it? No. Money doesn't mean...
So if there's 3,500 homeless people in the tunnels of Vegas, and they just give them $8 million, and there's 3,500 people estimated there, then, like, I'm not, like, a mathematician, but that $8 million could really help out those 3,500 people, like, get IDs and stuff, right?
Anything.
It's not enough, what the hell?
I mean that because I can't do anything with
still.
it. I mean, really, I can't. I mean, I can't even get a hotel room for a night because I have no ID. I mean, until you have no ID, you won't realize how bad of a problem it is. I just call it the revolving door fuckery. I mean, it sounds bad, but it's totally true. It seems like every time you get up, you're getting kicked down. No material objects have any value to me anymore.
Built for $8 million.
I've had all my stuff
It's enough to help them. Yeah, they said they had estimated 3,500 homeless people in Vegas.
And stolen so many times that I'm just hoping that some nice person takes it. I could care less. I mean,
Give them all IDs. I mean, like if like imagine if like they set up a station, the National Guard did, because that's what they're here for, you know, relief to like, you know, problems like this. And they just got people IDs and gave them all, you know, a chance. Like it could help a lot of people, and I'm sure the ones that, you know, don't want better for themselves, don't want to improve their life, will, you know, stay down there or whatever. But the ones who do want to get out will.
And I've had some valuable things.
We never see. I mean, that's just how it is.
You'll be shocked when you have millions of dollars how many friends you have, and then when you have nothing, if I know who your real friends are, you'll be shocked. You know, it's true. And material objects are just material.
I'll say this guy's wrong there, because like I've had lots of money before, I've had no money before. Like right now I don't have a lot of money, and I have so many amazing friends and so amazing family. Like if you're around people who only like you for your money, or like you don't have your money, it's because you're around the wrong people to begin with. Like there are people out there who don't give a fuck. I genuinely don't care how much money you have.
Material objects, that's it. Not
We
even
can
worth
be
it.
buddies,
You're
we can
wasting
be
time.
friends.
How'd you first get to Vegas?
Greyhound bus. Had a painkiller problem after I got shot.
10 years ago, Jay was shot in the head in New Hampshire and miraculously survived. But the battle with prescription painkillers that ensued during his recovery caused him to spiral into a cycle of drug addiction and homelessness. Can you tell us what happened with the shooting?
I got shot in the head. Yeah, I got carjacked, shot in the head in like 03. In the hospital 11 months the first time, died 3 times. I was back there in 06 for 7 months, died a 4th time. Yeah.
So you got carjacked?
Yep. I don't know why I would have argued with anybody. The car was a piece of crap, anyhow. That's reality. Like I said, everything happens for a reason. Be it from God or from what you've done or whatnot, you know.
Where were you?
New Hampshire. Yep. I moved back there from here because my father passed away at 45. My mother was in a wheelchair, so I moved back there to take care of her. I got carjacked like the second day I was back there. But everything happens for a reason. I used to be hateful and derogatory about that. It changes the way you look at all this shit, but it's really irrelevant to me. I don't care. I'm the same as you or anybody else as far as how I look. It is what it is. I'm not
speaking facts,
angry or hateful towards that person in any way. I mean that. And if I could turn back time and change what's happened, I wouldn't. It's been a fun ride. You should enjoy life every day. And you know how many people? When was the last time you walked on real grass with your shoes off and looked at the sky? Probably not very often. Probably a long time ago. You know, people don't appreciate the earth for what it is, I think.
So, talking more about the painkillers.
Yeah,
did you get prescribed them pretty shortly after the incident?
I issued a gargantuan amount of them, yep.
Do you know which pills?
Oh yeah, many of them. Oxycontin, fetanyl, Roxaset, Dilaudid.
You know, I actually needed to hear this. Yeah, this is a really good video. I'm really glad we decided to watch it.
Demerol, yeah, a lot. I see it like 6 Oxy 80s a day, 5 Roxaset 30s, 4 Dilaudid 8s, 4 Pert 15s, fentanyl 300 microgram patch every 3 days. I mean, I was at the point where I couldn't sleep 4 hours. I'd be sick. I have to do pills. I did heroin to stop doing painkillers. I mean, that's not right, but it was that bad. You know, I mean, it's disgusting. And they're readily available, especially like with my medical past. I mean, I could go to the hospital right now and get a gargantuan amount of pills.
Though Jay's experience is very unique in many ways, one thing that he shared is very common among tunnel people: the constant, endless loop of trying and failing to get an ID.
Like I tried to send off for mine online, and I had the money, the credit card and everything to do it with, but then they asked me, what reason do you want it? I want it for working to show, you know, proof of who I am. And they were like, well, you need to show us proof of who you are to even for us to file it. I'm well, what sense is that, you know? Like, up here, it is impossible.
Jeez.
I mean, unless you're a hooker and, you know, I'm just too old for that right now.
And Vegas is like literally like trapped in the desert. Like you can't like, you don't have money, you can't get to another town, bro. It's literally out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
IDs aside, I was also very curious about how they powered electricity and light in the tunnels. According to the camp's electrician, Boxer, their entire community is powered by a single solar panel.
Solar panels, well, they work by the sun. You get electricity. These big ones, they throw out good current, so you can charge a battery within 1 day. It's so simple because it's just 2 wires that come out of it. One's a hot and one's a cold. All the power you need to power up where you stay at, have light, have a fan in hot days. You can cook, you can run a TV, watch movies. A lot of people throw a lot of TVs away. now these days.
Yeah, bro,
Ones.
that's amazing. He's so smart. Yeah, dude. I mean, these people aren't idiots. I would say the biggest thing when it comes to homelessness that like is stressful for us to sympathize and be with homeless people is when they're so erratic on drugs that it's unsafe. And I think that's like the major struggle, because like this guy seems great and nice person to be around to talk to, but then like you meet those homeless people, they're just like straight up tweaking, bro, and it's just like, damn, it's like there's nothing you can do with that.
Either selling them or we keep them.
Where'd you get this solar panel from?
Construction sites. It's just because they're cracked, they say, okay, it doesn't look good, we gotta have a nice clean glass, so they change them.
Yeah.
And these are perfectly great. They work.
He says he got the panel from the dumpster of a nearby solar farm, where panels are immediately thrown away by workers if they find cracks, dents, or significant scratches.
How many people do you think use the electricity from this panel?
About 11 of us.
How long have you been on the streets for?
Damn.
I've been on the streets since I was a kid.
Hard times for real. Wow.
Live to 50.
Or they just made a loop of mistakes like we all do, but those consequences were much more devastating. Everywhere like that.
The man got plans for me, so.
They jump on your car. Yeah, it's like.
You were 12, bro.
I was an abused child. My mom's family didn't like me because my grandparents raised me. Because my mom put me up for adoption. And
after being put up for adoption at 9 years old, Boxer entered the foster care system, mostly bound.
At 9 years old, you're 9 years into living with your family. They put you up for adoption at 9? 9 years old? They abandon you?
From group home to group home until eventually he was kicked out and left to fend for himself alone on the streets at age 12.
I was gonna ask you, where'd you grow up, man?
I grew up in Emerald City, the city, downtown Seattle.
That's where I'm from.
Really?
From downtown Seattle, yeah.
The first city sunk, right?
Yeah, back in the day, the Great Seattle Fire.
Right on top
1912.
We're built right on top of it.
Yeah.
They say if we have one more bad earthquake, Seattle goes under.
Good reason to stay in the tunnels then, huh?
Exactly, for the tunnels.
Kicked out at 12.
Like they say, what happens in the tunnels stays in the tunnels. Hey, these tunnels go in deep. Some bad people down there too, that escape from prison or whatever, and they can't catch them because they're in the tunnels.
Damn.
It's dark. So a lot of people got to be careful when you go into a tunnel.
Yeah.
If you see people that you need to get permission if you can enter a tunnel, because this is their home, It's like me going to your home, Do I just go in and enter the door? No. I'm an actual mission,
Yeah.
And so that's the same way here.
True.
Everybody try to live that rule.
I mean, yeah, they have like their own rules and regulations and stuff. That's nice. Hope he comes out of it. I mean, some people are really caught in a vicious cycle of homelessness, and unfortunately, some people are just,
Showing me his solar
I
panel
hope so too.
Boxer and I enter the tunnels.
When a flood comes, oh boy, it takes your everything.
He explains that the floods are kind of a double-edged sword. While the floods do end up killing many pets and oftentimes people, they also bring in a great deal of scrap metal that washes up in the drains.
So the floods bring in like a lot of stuff you can scrap.
Right. Brings us wiring. That's all that wire, that's all copper. Copper, well, that's money. They call this the six-way. This is where all our stuff comes.
What do you think is like the most valuable thing that you found down here?
Oh man, it'd be amazing. I found up to knives, I found the swords, I found the axes, I found watches, jewelry. Yeah. Hey, you learn how to survive in this kind of stuff. And that's the best thing about it, learning to survive. It's running water from the other places.
This is from one of the casinos.
Do you guys use this for anything?
Yeah, we wash clothes.
You guys take showers with this?
We take showers on the other one.
Do you want to give us any more? Yeah, sure. We're currently underneath Caesar's Palace. We're pretty much like in the heart of the tunnels right now. And in this area, a lot of people look for different stuff on the ground, like debris that comes in during the floods, so they can take it to the scrapyard or the pawn shop.
Good night, Torque. I love you, brother.
Make some money.
It's above them.
So sometimes there's a lot of copper that flows down. Sometimes motorcycles flow down. Sometimes iPhones and Blackberries come down. Rolexes, apparently. What else?
Diamond rings, diamond earrings. You just find all sorts of things. Things you say, hey, I haven't seen that one before. Well, man, that's an old Atari. Wow.
Damn.
You want to take it home, clean it up, and fix it and see what happens. Majority of the time, they'll work.
In the quarter hour, you're having casino withdrawals.
If they're not too banged up.
Got the itch. Good night, Turk. We love you, bro.
I began to feel nostalgic for a different era, A more innocent time, when I was just a young boy with a metal detector on the shores of New Jersey, searching for hidden treasure beneath the Earth's surface. Whatever happened to metal detector guys anyway? They used to be everywhere. Perhaps they succumbed to online bullying, or reached a consensus as a community that treasure isn't real. Either way, this is a conversation for a different day. I wanted to learn more about Boxer's partner, Andy,
a metal detector.
who said she's been in the
that was
tunnels
kind of a random segment
for over 6 years.
The first time I came down in these tunnels was like 6 years ago or something. If you've never been out on the streets like this, and you're just used to being in your place or whatnot, you think the worst of homeless people, because you really don't know anything about what's going on in their lives or what put them there or anything like that.
Yeah, real.
Most people automatically assume they're all drunks or
My
they're
makeup.
all drug addicts.
At least you slayed the day.
That's not the case.
I'm
Sometimes
going to have one.
real things actually happen to people that put them there that they have no control over.
What do you think put you?
I had a
on the
metal
streets in the
detector as
first
a
place?
kid.
A divorce. My husband went back to work after he was on FMLA from work for like 10 months. Because I quit working because I had a baby in '07. And I refused to go back to work until she was old enough to go to school. My job as a mom is to raise my child. At that same time, my husband and I were kind of bumping heads, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to be married because he felt like I forced him to marry me. So here I am.
How old's your daughter now?
Almost 15.
When's the last time you saw her?
When she was 9.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Hell yeah, man. Be better shine with the disco.
I can't get hold of
one
them or
arm
nothing.
and one.
I've tried. I had talked to her a lot about her dad and I, but she already knew. She's no dummy.
What's your daughter's name?
Athena. Do you know what Athena means? Or who Athena was? She was the goddess of in battle or something like that, or love and wisdom or something. Her dad told me, as he's playing God of War, mind you, and I was pregnant with her, he's like, yeah, let's name her Athena. I was like, are you serious? No, but it actually
That's crazy.
fits her very well, and her middle name is
Feel like a
Lorraine,
marshmallow.
L-A, capital R-E-I-G-N.
Don't even.
And that means to rule.
Don't even,
And-
man. You're a queen, and we love you, and you're beautiful all over. You're a beauty, man. Yeah, she's jerking us right now. You're beautiful. I love that game. Me too, bro. I haven't played God of War in so fucking long. I used to play that thing on the PSP. Do you guys even remember the PSP?
She's very, very good at that. She simmers down her class when they get like excited, you know, after lunch and stuff, and she's really good at that.
Yes, Lamau.
Everybody has a different.
I play the hell out of that, and I play the hell out of the WWE. PSP 3? Oh, what? What? That's dude. Fuck. That would suck for me. That would literally just like be more time just taken away from me if that comes out. Dude, a mobile PlayStation in 2024 with all the games and shit we have, that would be sick. A GTA on PSP. I do.
An idea what it is.
That would be
There's a lot of
sick.
different reasons people are out here, and it's not always because of drugs or alcohol.
Spatula.
Spatula?
Hell yeah, pancake. I make pancakes here. I cook down here.
Damn, she just walks through the water in her bare feet, the sewage water.
As we approached their living quarters, Boxer wanted to give me a tour of his kitchen setup, which honestly wasn't too bad.
This is my stove. I got my little frying pans. I'm a pothead, so this is my buddy when we smoke pot.
Oh shit, that's a bong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
I made that.
That's sick.
High
That's
good
dope.
times.
Is that a real human skull?
No.
I'm just kidding.
After showing me his bong,
That's funny.
Boxer and Andy requested that I go to the local
You know,
grocery.
if a stoner shows you his bong, that means he likes you. They did sucked. I don't remember. The handheld PS5 thing.
Store to pick up 3 essential
Kitchen to
ingredients:
Maple sausage,
flour tacos, and hamburger meat, so that Boxer could cook for us and make his signature dish, tunnel tacos.
Hey, we gotta eat good too, you know?
Yeah.
People don't think we eat good. They think we just jump in the garbage and get garbage stuff and everything. I tell them, no, we're not like that. We're just like everybody else, you know?
In the following minutes, you'll get a step-by-step guide to preparing the ultimate underground delicacy.
Hell yeah, tunnel tacos.
All right, let's dive in.
I barbecue too sometimes. It all depends, you know?
Yeah.
Step 1 is to locate a single paper plate to use as a cutting board.
Paper plate.
Then, you carefully slice the maple sausages into 1/4-inch slivers.
Some people like to cook, some don't. I love to cook.
Then, use your fingers to break up the meat.
I love Boxer.
If you're serving more than 2 people, break open another box of sausages.
Down here, well, it's kind of difficult. Depends, you know, if you got gas, you go ahead and do it. But if you don't got gas, you have to go get firewood.
Okay, it's time to put it all on the grill.
Yeah.
So flip the plate. Then, steadily mix the sausages until the pink turns brown. And then once you smell the thick aroma of maple syrup, add hamburger meat. And using a spatula, mix the sausages and the hamburger meat together, allowing the maple syrup molecules to percolate into every last cell of beef.
All you do is just let it fry. The flavor goes into the meat, smell the maple, there you go.
Allow the meat to stew for about 2 minutes. Then, using a separate pan, heat up the flour tortillas. And assuming that you don't run out of propane, nothing else drastic happens, it'll be taco time. Scoop the meat into a tortilla and eat up. It's delicious.
My first tunnel taco. Made straight from the house.
Oh, and I forgot. Rule number 1. Don't think about germs, bacteria, or other foodborne illnesses.
No real.
They aren't real.
That was bomb, dude. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Quick, simple, easy to go.
Yeah.
Boom. You got your nice flavor.
Percolate. So good. Box is getting down.
Throw all this
We love a man who can cook.
ingredients in it.
It tastes like
The flavor of the beef and the flavor of the maple sausage.
My only request is that if you make this at home, for yourself or for company,
The juices are so good.
give credit where it's due.
real.
The Rio tunnels.
And Boxer.
As I relaxed and digested the tacos with Boxer and Andy,
I like
Glenn,
Boxer, I don't
who
know.
first brought me into the tunnels,
Well, they don't have refrigerators. Would y'all eat, to be honest? If I was a homeless guy, maybe, but if I just walked down there, no.
the night before, sat down.
Fuck it.
Earlier, he'd mentioned that he'd be out of the tunnels by the weekend,
I'm actually leaving there. This week I should be out of there.
but he was still there. I wondered what happened. So, do you plan to stay here in the tunnels?
You know, I'm getting out this week.
Where are you going?
Inside, hopefully inside and forward, and to get a job, get my ID. I've got no. I mean, this is it. This is the deadline. I gotta get back on the streets and get my life back together because I can't do this for many reasons. I want to do it. You know, I want to get back in touch with my children. You know, back into their lives. I hope, and get my shit together. And my daughter. It was the last time I talked to her. It was her 16th birthday, and I went to jail. I was supposed to wire her some money.
I'd eat
They
it.
had me some money on strip.
I know I trust Boxer. Aw.
When I stayed for $5 more I needed. And I wired this money, and cop got me and arrested me. I had no bail bench warrant, and he didn't want to take me to jail when he found out that I was supposed to do that with my daughter.
Did you
She
go
must have
back?
a daughter, but he couldn't do nothing about it. 'cause
Slay
no
some
bail bench
tunnel
warrant. I have to go in
tacos.
He already called it in, and I have to go see a judge. Well, the judge looked at it she said I had 124 prior trespasses and slapped me with 2 6-month sentences for a year for trespassing, a year in county for trespassing. So he told me, well, what?
Damn. He went to jail for a year for being homeless. So they trespass homeless people, give him a trespassing charge, and he did it so many times. She sent him to jail for a year.
Get your money. It'll be there when you get out, and you send it to her. I said it's already too late.
Yeah.
You know, she was supposed to go on this trip for her birthday, and Daddy let her down again. I said, she probably won't ever talk to me again for the rest of my life.
A kitchen before.
Haven't
You
talked
gotta
to her
find
since.
Boxer. I mean, bro, I'm in Vegas, Josh. I mean, I see the Rio every single day. I mean, shit.
She just turned 23, but she has reached out the last couple months ago to a friend of mine on Facebook twice.
Well, man, I think if everything, you're saying works out, like if you get out of here, you get a spot, you get a job, I can definitely see you reintroducing yourself to your kids' lives, man.
Oh, absolutely. That's all. The main thing I want to do is my kids. That's all I ever wanted to do in my life was watch my
Are you staying in Vegas? Yeah.
kids grow up. And unfortunately,
How long was this video? It's a hour and a half
that
long.
was taken from me.
I found Glenn's notion that the ability to be there for his kids was taken from him by an external force to be somewhat strange. After all, he is a human being with free will, and he said his 23-year-old daughter had tried to find him on Facebook multiple times. But it seemed like there was something deeper within Glenn that was stopping him from taking that step and keeping him underground.
Everybody has a traumatic experience and got him.
Dude, what if I see Glenn or Boxer? I'll get a picture with him
here in one way or another. Something very, very traumatic has gotten him here.
Pretty
and
recent.
To get out of that here, it's
For real,
not an easy task. It's almost impossible without having someone behind you, a sponsor or a family member that really cares. And you got to have someone there behind you, backing you up. Otherwise, it's just losing. But I haven't seen nobody ever do it on their own by themselves. It's an impossible task.
This in mind, I wanted to figure out how I could help Glenn in a real, tangible way. My first idea was to take him to the DMV and get him an ID, but apparently there was a 3-month wait time for appointments.
You gotta have a phone, you gotta make an appointment. It's
a 3-month wait time?
3 months wait. I mean, to wait that 3 months.
Boxer, you do for real, I will,
3 months, you know what I mean?
So I figured the next best thing would be to help him earn some income, which unfortunately would be very
3 months
difficult.
is a wait for the DMV in Vegas.
His primary hustle, selling water on the Strip, had already landed him in county jail for a year, and so any future arrests would lead to automatic jail time and also thousands of dollars in fines. And his secondary hustle, scrapping, was also now impossible after Champion Recycling, the closest scrapyard to the Rio tunnels, began requiring ID after a news expose revealed that prolific metal thieves were using their scrapyard to sell stolen copper. But I have an ID and also no warrants in Las Vegas, so that meant that I could be his middleman at the scrapyard, and so we made plans to meet the next morning.
That's crazy.
Good morning, Las Vegas. We are tracking
They're shitting on these people, really.
Las Vegas reached
you want homeless people out of your city because they're making your city ugly or gross or whatever? Help them, or help the ones that want it. 3 months for ID, dude. They have a drive-through chapel here. You literally get married in your car. You pull to the window, you pay, you hand your IDs, you sign the documents, and the priest is sitting there in the window and marries you guys in your car. It's like you're sitting in the drive-thru at McDonald's. What? Yeah, literally. I'm not even kidding.
Its hottest day ever on record yesterday. A fiery 117
Make it make sense. I mean, like, homelessness will never be solved because, like a lot of people choose homelessness, whether it's through drugs, this, and they don't want help, and they're not going to take it. And that's that. There are a lot of people who do want help, and you know, sometimes it's not the right time. It takes them a little longer to be ready, and they'll be ready then. Blah blah blah. But still.
What is this stuff?
Yeah, it's copper.
No
right?
sense to me.
That's LG, it's low-grade copper, because it's just got the copper in the middle. If you strip it.
How much do you think we're gonna be able to get?
For this?
Yeah.
I believe it's 70 cents a pound. I think we got 100 pounds, I'd say.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, this is a good 60 pounds here.
Yeah?
You probably got another, close to 100 pounds.
Hell yeah.
These are brass door handles from Caesar's Palace.
Damn.
From the palace.
Yep, it's my favorite place.
In addition to perhaps 100 pounds of low-grade copper, Glenn also scored about 40 brass door handles from the dumpster of Caesar's Palace.
Damn,
after a quick drive to the scrapyard, we began loading up our metals into a rolling plastic blue dolly.
She don't want to stay still.
To my surprise, Glenn also scavenged a small bag of high-grade wire, which is even more valuable than copper.
That is number 1, and underneath it is HG, which is high-grade wire.
So what do they use these stuff for?
This is for like electrical, right in up to the wall, your wall sockets and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything's got a different price to it.
You'd never ask. Either drive with me, damn.
Brass is about $2 a pound, so is number 1. The rest is like 70 cents a pound, I think.
Cool.
But we'll see how much we got here.
After loading up our dolly, we rolled it over to the weighing station, which is where workers tell you how much your load is worth.
We're at Champion's Recycling. We're taking our scrap in. Trade it in for money.
How much money do you expect to get from this load?
I hope $100. Maybe a little bit more.
You want to borrow my ID, make sure it works?
Absolutely, but we can do that. Then you'll be in the system in case you ever want to come here yourself.
for sure. So you said most people from the tunnels make their money this way?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, most of them. Yeah.
Do the scrapyards care if like the copper is like stolen or stripped or whatever?
Oh yeah, of course they do. Yeah.
How do they tell?
They can't really. Once it's stripped, all the numbers are off it and everything, so they really can't tell.
So nobody's ever gotten in trouble like bringing stolen copper here before?
I believe they have actually. Yeah.
Police say these are photos of him scrapping metal. Arrest documents say Werns sold more than 3 tons of metal between December and May for 23 grand.
Damn.
And say there weren't any receipts.
$20,000 worth of copper.
Yeah. Where do you think they got that from?
The telephone poles, a spaghetti bowl, they said, I think.
Damn.
Never stole my copper or anything like that. I don't do that. But I'd rather do it the hard way and not get in trouble. I've never been in prison. I don't plan on going.
Soon, they called our number and we approached the way station.
My God.
What's up, man?
Brings you so much joy.
Sweating, huh?
Immediately, they asked for a valid ID.
You said valid ID? Yeah.
And after checking my ID, they told me I had to register into their online system so they could keep track of my transactions.
So you have to have ID to scrap here? Yes. Cool.
And after finally weighing our metals, they printed out an itemized receipt to tell us how much we'd earned.
All right, so we're looking at $54.73.
See that? A lot less than I thought it was.
It's pretty good though, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel happy with this amount?
Nope. I'm not happy at all with it. I was expecting much better.
Hey, I want to cash this in. No. Yeah. Do you have to have ID to scrap here?
Dude, I want to tell you guys this. This is something I just now realized. When you go into the gas station and you go to buy something at the nicer gas stations or anywhere in Vegas, they ask for your ID as well. Like just to buy, like in the hotels, if you want to buy a drink in like the gift stores or like certain places, they require ID with purchase. And I was always so confused. I was like, I'm not buying alcohol. Like, why do you keep asking for my ID? I think this is why, so homeless people can't come in there and buy stuff, even if they do have money. For what? I got ID'd at the Venetian when I was buying like a Coke and a bag of popcorn. And I was like, I had it in my car and he was like, ID, and I was like, it's not alcoholic. He goes, I know, but we require a valid ID at purchase here. And I was like, okay. So mean.
Okay. How come?
For food, yeah. Literally, I was just buying a Coca-Cola and a bag of popcorn. And then that happened there. And there's been some places that didn't ID me. And then there was another place where I wasn't buying anything alcoholic. I was just buying, I don't remember what it was. And I thought it was so weird they asked for my ID. And now watching this kind of makes sense. Because this guy's handing out I've handed out my ID in Vegas more than I have in my entire life.
Required by the state.
Yes, it is.
After providing an official signature and getting my fingerprint taken, I was officially in the recycling system. And out came $53 of cold hard cash with Glenn's name on it.
Here you go.
All righty. Good job, guys. That's good days, bad days pay.
How do you plan to spend that?
Fingerprint, wow, dang.
I'm going to go get some clothes, some shorts and stuff for the summer. I got nothing, this is hot as heck. This is what I'm planning on doing.
To my delight, Glenn told me he'd received some great news. Despite the Nevada DMV typically having a 3-month wait time for an appointment, they decided to open up on Saturday at midnight for walk-in appointments only.
The agency recently started offering Saturday walk-ins for new residents.
Glenn was told the line would open at midnight on Saturday night and that doors would officially open at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. So this meant that if I could accompany him as a housed co-signer, Glenn could get an ID.
We should try and get to the DMV super early on Saturday.
Yeah, at midnight I'll be in line.
Okay.
You don't have to be there at midnight, but I'll be there at midnight.
All right.
Make sure I get in.
Damn. That's awesome. He's gonna turn this guy's life around.
I told Glenn to meet me around 2 a.m. on
They were
Sunday
open at
morning
midnight?
and to bring as many friends as he wanted. He brought along 2 people I'd never seen before, but also who hadn't had ID in over a decade.
So this is the last form of ID that you have? Yeah. Expired 2014. Yeah. So you're solid 9 years. Your shit expired. This expired in 2009. Dude, that's almost 2 decades.
That's crazy.
Like, solid 15 years, no ID. Hey, so Glenn, what's the plan for those who don't know right now?
Tonight, we're gonna go wait in line at the DMV till they open up in the morning, because they take walk-ins on Saturdays and hopefully get our ID.
When we arrived to the DMV on Flamingo Avenue at 3 a.m.,
Flamingo Avenue? I literally go down Flamingo Avenue every single day.
there were already hundreds of people
It's
lined
a
up
W.
waiting.
I
Some
love Andrew Callaghan, and I used to watch his videos all the time. They're just hella long.
sitting in camping chairs, others just laying on blankets, all lined up in front of this empty DMV office, awaiting the rare opportunity to apply for an ID without a 3-month wait.
So it's 3:18 a.m. We're here at the DMV in Vegas. There's about 150 people in front of us in line, already lined up. What time does it open up?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. And so you guys are all gonna apply to get IDs?
Yeah, I hope so, yeah.
Do you expect there to be any issues?
I do.
I don't.
This apparently was Glenn's
Damn.
first time ever going to the DMV, but his friends, on the other hand, had came here on Saturday for the walk-in opportunity 3 separate times and gotten rejected each time.
I mean, really, what the heck is going on here at the DMV? Everybody needs a license. Why is it so freaking hard? Is it this hard?
Why is there a 3-month wait time at the DMV? Hire more workers. Build another DMV. Make it bigger. Literally, literally Vegas brings in billions and billions and billions of dollars every single goddamn day. And the DMV is that small and has a wait line for 150 people.
Norway? Isn't there some alternatives? Let's find out.
To get a better idea of the sheer desperation at hand, I figured I'd interview the first guy in line, who told me he'd been there since 9 p.m. the night before.
Yeah, this is my 4th week right here at the DMV just trying to get my ID. It expired, and you got to go through hell trying to get ID right here. Without ID, you can't do nothing in this town. I won a jackpot at the Eureka on Sahara and Sherwood.
Nice.
And they wouldn't give it to me because I didn't have ID.
Yeah.
It was over $1,200, so they said, go get your ID and we'll hold your jackpot. When you come back, we'll have it for you. So today's the day I'm going to get it.
So this is your 4th attempt. How come the first 3 attempts didn't work?
Because there were so many people, they turned me away.
Damn.
After 5 more hours of waiting, the line finally
Is it law?
began to
I feel
move.
like law for what? Oh.
Invisible! Please stand in one single file line, one person after the other!
How's the current confidence level about getting the ID?
Yeah, we feel good that we can do it, but
Some way I'm going to talk her into it if I have to.
I don't think so.
I mean, I think if he fills out the forms that they request, like the homeless form.
Normally, in order to get an in-state ID, you have to present a piece of mail with your name on it to verify your in-state home address. But you can get around this by officially declaring homeless status, as long as you have a co-signer who has an in-state residency. And thankfully, Larry Susan is a Nevada man, so he listed his home address as Glenn's address. So soon, we were in.
Damn.
And sat for about a half an hour waiting
That's
for
awesome.
our ticket number to be
3-month
called.
wait period. No, it's just there's so many people that are waiting to get into the DMV. It's a 3-month wait period because there's so many people in line that they take appointments. They're taking appointments at the DMV in Vegas.
Counter number 8.
And they're 3 months out.
Now serving G08-4 at counter number.
As a brief side note, there's almost no place on Earth as miserable and spiritually draining as the Department of Motor Vehicles.
For real.
I wonder if the workers also feel this
For
way.
real.
Either way, that's a story for a different day. Soon, Glenn's number was called, and the process was actually more straightforward than I thought it would be.
For my ID, 'cause I didn't have no documents. He has the paper, I believe.
They asked Glenn a couple questions,
Were you born outside of the United States?
No.
gave him a temporary ID slip, and said we were almost
all
good
costs.
to go. All we had left to do was take a picture.
Oh, hell yeah. Are you gonna smile for the picture or what?
I thought I was going to be able to skip that one. I might break the camera.
Smile!
All righty, thank you very much.
I could hardly believe it. The process was finally almost complete.
2 weeks in the mail.
In 10 to 14 days in the mail, we'd receive Glenn's fresh new ID.
Hell
You
yeah,
played a pretty
aw.
straight face for that ID picture.
Yeah, I did.
You gotta play it tough.
Yep, that's
If
right.
you're smiling and you get pulled over, you're fucked. Right back to county.
Yeah.
Right?
Even just holding his
Always
temporary
going
paper
straight in
ID,
and out.
I could
I
sense
mean,
that
I've gone in and maybe waited in line for 10, 20 minutes, but not like that. You know what I mean?
Glenn felt truly
Yeah.
accomplished and like a new future was ahead.
Have it right there, man.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to go Monday and get my birth certificate. See about getting housed and find a job, man. Quickly. Get my feet back on, ground. Get back into society. Quit hanging around with all the fucking dope heads.
Damn.
Aren't you gonna miss the tunnels, bro? It's pretty nice.
No, I ain't gonna miss it one bit. Not at all, buddy. Once I'm inside, I won't even go back to visit.
You're not gonna go chill with Boxer from time to time?
No, because they're not gonna be there either. They're getting out of there too.
See you soon.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I told Glenn that I'd be back in exactly 10 days with his ID. He told me that in the meantime, he'd stay sober and look for housing.
And look who's watching all this shit go down. With that shit-eating grin, looking down at us.
Damn. Yeah, this dude, this is a long story on this dude.
Voted top lawyer. Voted by who? A bunch of fucking yahoos with IDs?
He's real about it though. Who is that? Story for another time.
Here we are at the post office right here, where allegedly inside is a letter.
He's a lawyer famous in Vegas, but not in a good way.
Containing Glenn's fresh ID.
It's from one of his past videos, but it's like super long too.
Straight from the Nevada Department of Motor Vehicles. Delivered to me directly from the state's capital, Carson City. Here we go, baby. I can feel the plastic in here. This is a huge moment. I hope nobody fucking finds out that I have a P.O. box here in Vegas and comes and sends me weird stuff, but what can you do? We need some ASMR for the sound of the envelope opening. I feel like that's a gratifying sound to people above 50. It means good news. Oh shit. There he is. Glenn.
5'5".
That's his full name. I didn't know that. Brown eyes, 140 pounds. Born in 1965, 4 years before the Summer of Love. 1 year after the Civil Rights Act was passed, in the dawn of the Cold War. Honestly, this alone is teaching me so much more about Glenn that I didn't actually know. It's Glenn with 2 N's, and his middle name is Carl. You know where we have to go now? My favorite place on earth. Yes. The tunnel opening next to the Rio.
Small.
Let's roll.
Aye. W Short Kings.
As I approached the tunnels with Glenn's ID in hand, I felt an altruistic sense of gratification that I didn't feel from my previous videos, which covered the streets of San Francisco and Philadelphia. And here's why. Content culture as a whole, and the way that it's capitalized on the housing crisis by way of making YouTube videos about horrific homelessness is depressing, and I feel complicit in it, and no longer want to use the motif of raising awareness as a justification for inserting myself into the misery of others for the public spectacle, and instead want to make documentaries that actually show you how to help, and hopefully motivate viewers to try what I did in their own communities, ideally with the cameras off.
Hey, Glenn. Yo, Glenn. I don't know if he's here. Hey, Boxer. It's Andrew. I got Glenn's ID. You seen him? All right. Let's wait for them out here. Hey, Glenn.
Very quickly, Glenn appeared, wearing short shorts and rolling a suitcase.
Dude.
What's up, dude? What's up, brother? How you doing? Good to see you, dog.
Hey, too, man.
I like he cut his jeans off. He didn't cut them off right.
Got your shit, man.
Ah, there we go. Right on, brother.
That's a good picture of you, bro.
Oh, yeah. Shit, that's bad. Shit, that's horrible.
What's been up, dog?
Nothing, just working.
Yeah?
Make some money, that's it.
Where you been working at?
Selling water on the street.
Fuck yeah, the classic hustle, bro. I'm stoked the ID came so fast.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Bro, he did cut his jeans even. W glued. They look jagged. I got scared for a second. Why? Okay, W messes. The floor was crunchy.
You might not be able to tell through the camera, but talking to Glenn there, he seemed guilty about something, and probably not something that he'd want to admit directly to a camera. So I had Susan stand far away so I could talk to Glenn in private.
Any new updates? Anything interesting happened recently down here?
Nah, nothing. Everybody's just been so hot. Everybody's just hiding.
No, for real, dude. It is. I don't know how they're making it, bro. I genuinely don't. Like, just with me being here in the heat, this must be insane.
Miserable. That's about it. Haven't been behaving.
You haven't been?
No.
What you been doing?
Just a little bit of mess. Not much. A little bit. It's right in front of you. It's hard, not to say no.
Damn.
I gotta get out of here. Just getting a place to get a job. Tomorrow I got to go to Social Security. That I got to do. That's it. My sister's supposed to come down and see me.
Oh, she answered your text?
Yeah.
Glenn told me that his best friend growing up was his older sister, who more or less abandoned him after he began using hard drugs heavily a few years ago. For the past 2 years, he's been trying to get in touch with her, but she never responded, up until she figured out he was taking the steps to get an ID.
She responded to your text?
Oh, yeah. I talked to her on the phone.
What did she say?
A couple times. Not much. She was glad I was getting an ID and all that.
That's cool. You haven't talked to her in forever, right?
It was 2 years.
He asked if he could use my phone to call her, which I said, of course.
Hello?
Hey, sis.
What are you doing calling from Seattle, Washington?
Oh, I just flew down here for a day or two. Nah, I'm actually using someone else's phone. I just got my ID today.
Yay!
Yeah. I thought you were coming down to see me.
What a fake yay.
Yeah, as soon as I got time.
As soon as you got time, what are you so busy doing?
Working.
Oh, about time. That's what I want to do, work.
I'm always fucking working, but I'm always fucking broke. I don't get it.
Real.
That's the thing. More you work, the less money you have.
Real as fuck.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I just called to let you know that I didn't have my phone. I got my ID.
Okay. Well, I'll try to get down there in the next couple days.
Okay, you said that last week.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Damn.
Bye, love you.
Bye. Love you more.
Yeah.
Aw, at least you said I love you more.
My sister, she's a year and 3 days older than me.
What kind of job are you trying to do?
I'll do anything for it now, you know.
Yeah.
I would like to go in the grocery, do some cooking. Learn how to grow
My
weed.
family in the street. Well, it's not about always leaving your family in the street. It's about them wanting to get out of the street and you being able to help them.
On my own shit when I get inside.
Yeah. Well, I hope the ID helps a little bit at least.
Oh, it will. It's a game changer. You'll see. In a couple of days, I'll be totally different. You won't even recognize me.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think I'll be able to recognize you, man.
Well, you might be. Yeah, you'll be able to recognize me. I'm tired of fucking being dirty like this, man. I can't stand it.
You still up for doing like a program or?
Well, kind of, yeah, but I'd rather not, you know. There's the meetings and shit, groups and shit like that. Like, I want to fucking tell everybody my problems and that I don't know, or listen to everybody else's problems, cry, and, you know. If they didn't have them, you know, the programs and the curfew, I wouldn't mind. I can quit without it, you know. Just need to get out of here, that's it. I'm out of here. Wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
Smoke some weed every now and then. I like smoking weed.
Well, shit, bro. Anything else you need from us, man?
Huh?
You need anything else from us in general? Are you good?
No, I'm good.
Damn.
You can call in the morning.
All right, Glenn.
Damn, that's crazy.
I left Glenn feeling proud, but somewhat disheartened, hearing that he was back smoking meth and wasn't willing to enter a program or a sober living. After all, outside of progressive cities like Seattle and Portland, sobriety is typically a requirement for free housing. I guess I had an expectation that Glenn would undergo some kind of instant, overnight transformation after this new reality set in, and that the ID was the only thing actually holding him back from living a normal life. But I know that change is gradual, sometimes non-linear, and above all, must be self-directed, and that no amount of external pressure can actually make someone turn the page.
Real.
They must do it themselves.
They gotta do it
People
themselves.
recover at their own pace, and all we can do is provide them with support and compassion. As they said at a harm reduction facility I once visited in San Francisco, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And oftentimes, for people trapped in the cycle of shame that accompanies drug addiction and homelessness, the harder you push for them to make the changes that you think they should make, the harder they end up pulling away. And so I sincerely hope that along with his new ID and positive, re-established communications with his sister, Glenn can take the steps to get himself out of the tunnels. But if he doesn't, I have to make peace with that. I'm also not a social worker, and I've never been homeless or addicted to hard drugs. There's people a lot more qualified than me who do this kind of work that I did every single day with no cameras rolling, motivated only by their desire to help. And
That's
those
insane.
are the people
who they deserve the W.
I really want to extend a platform to. This is Robert Banghart, a former tunnel dweller himself, who is now the outreach director for a nonprofit called Shine a Light the only organization in Las Vegas exclusively devoted to serving the underground community.
Wow.
My name is Robert Banghart. I'm the outreach director for Shine a Light. We are at our offices right now, and essentially what we are is an outreach and case management foundation. So we develop relationships with the homeless community through simple acts of kindness, going out every week and just building the friendships and the trust, and then offering a way out. And once they offer that way out, then we walk them through the process for the next 2 years, helping them rebuild their lives. It's our basic bag: granola bar, water, socks, some wipes, toothbrush. We tend to hand out this stuff individually. Batteries, AA, AAA, flashlights, obviously massively important. Narcan, obviously we just talked about the fentanyl. Tend to be 400 milligrams. We're going up to 800 to cover for the fentanyl because it's so massive.
What do you think is the main factor that leads people into
Going to look at it? Mustaches are in right now.
I think everybody tries to put it into a box. I think there's so many different ones. I think the biggest ones, obviously, addiction, mental health, trauma, some bad luck. I mean, the economy that we live in today, something that I've always kind of rested my head on is that, what is it, like 70% of the country lives paycheck to paycheck? So that means 7 out of 10 people that you know in your life right now could be homeless in a month.
Yeah, dude, isn't that crazy that 70% of our country, me included, I'm in that 70%, are living paycheck to paycheck? That, like, literally, it's shown that, like, 2 major catastrophes in a month could make the average American homeless. Oh, hell no. That's real, bro. 70% of our country is living paycheck to paycheck.
It's a scary number.
Yeah. How long did you live down there for?
I was homeless for 5. I lived in tunnels for about 2.5. For me, the tunnels was very much like a place to hide.
For me too.
You know what I mean? It was very
like it's really hard for people out here right now. Sad, bro, because like we all know it could be so much better in stuff like that for everyone.
It was very like separated from everything, and
inflation is crazy. I truly think that, and this is sad just with everything I've seen, I think corporate greed won and the government doesn't care.
It gave me like this illusion that I had some kind of safety, right? I had a ceiling over my head, right? Like I had this roof over my head, whatever it was that I was telling myself in the moment. And they're a little less traveled, obviously. Like people aren't coming in and out like on the surface. Like I was on the surface for a long time, and it was always like the randomness of like people, you know what I mean? You just didn't know. But in the beginning there was structure. There was somebody that was the guy you went to, you had an issue, you had a problem, the whole 9 yards, and by the end it was just kind of like, do as you will. The story that I always tell is I was, I don't even know how long I was homeless for. I'm walking down the street, middle of the night, it's dark, and I look to my left and I hear clinging, and it was just 3 people having a sword fight. I mean, full on, you know what I mean? And I was like, and at that point I'd been out there so long it didn't even shock me. You know what I mean? I looked at it, and it wasn't like, if I saw that today I'd be like, staring, oh my God, I can't believe it. Yeah. I just looked over, I saw it, and I just kept walking.
Were they making contact with the swords?
Oh yeah.
So people were getting sliced?
I mean, it was serious. That's all I know.
How many people do you think live in the tunnels right now?
Dang, a sword fight
the number
in
that we're
Vegas?
usually pretty comfortable with is about 1,500. Obviously, that number fluctuates. You know what I mean? They're very transient. Not everybody stays, but about 1,500. You got 600 miles of tunnels in Las Vegas, so the overall that's about 10% of the homeless population in Las Vegas.
So what is the process of pulling someone out of the tunnel actually look like?
They get swords. I mean, it's easier to have a sword than a gun.
All right, so let's say you say, Rob, I want to get help. I'm ready to go. We have beds waiting for us in detox. A lot of us work in treatment, so we have beds waiting for us every Saturday in detox. We send the referral through. We pull you, drive you right there. We wait with you. We walk you to the front door. We do the paperwork with you. We hand you off to our community partners who are our friends. You know what I mean? We know them very well. They know us. They probably volunteered here. They go through detox 3 to 5 days, standard, depending, and then from there we transition them into a treatment center, 90 days, engage them in treatment, PHP, intensive outpatient, outpatient, 12-step, whatever pathway to recovery.
We'll be lurking. You're good, Umi. I appreciate you fucking hanging with us, chilling. Love you.
They decide, you know what I mean?
Detox is wild.
Also see a licensed social worker who helps them come up with an aftercare plan.
The entire time they're getting case managed
That'd be fun.
by the facility, and then also us as a stopgap. So any roadblocks they run into, we're able to come in and fill those to complete the process.
Love you, Umber.
I could hardly believe that this entire time, just a few blocks away from the Rio tunnels, was a well-funded nonprofit that offered free meals, free housing for 90 days, subsidized inpatient treatment, and complete case management to any tunnel dweller that wanted help. But it sort of makes sense. Unlike the controversial harm reduction centers in San Francisco, which provide access to clean needles, crack pipes, and even fresh foil to drug users, Shine a Light has an abstinence-based outreach model. Meaning if you
dude, I don't know about the harm reduction places where it's like safe havens for drug users.
Their help, you have to commit completely to detoxing from drugs, and many just aren't ready.
Of the people that you pull out, what percentage do you think end up going back into the tunnels?
There's a stat that we had for our last event. It was of the people that complete detox, 70% stay. Once they've gotten through detox and engaged in some treatment, about 70% stay.
And what percent?
Smoke, y'all coming with me? I got you.
66% ballpark.
Shine a Light is also partnered with several employers around the city, and so after treatment, they directly set their patients up with jobs, which usually means entry-level positions in and around Las Vegas.
I mean, we're talking anything from customer service to retail to warehouse, you know what I mean, like Walmart, you know, all the basic jobs you would get like if you were coming out of high school. But like at the same time, a lot of these guys are skilled, had careers, and can go back to them, right? At some level.
Part 2.
So they don't need those entry-level jobs, you know what I mean?
What role does having valid ID play in this whole situation?
It's important. I think what I see is that out there they tend to gravitate towards things, right? Oh, I can't get off the streets because I don't have an ID. But we're missing the whole underlying idea, right? Like, you've got addiction, you've got mental health, you have trauma, you have these things that we need to address. While you're doing that, we'll get you your IDs, right? If I handed every single person on the streets an ID right now, how many would be off the streets tonight? None. So it's not the problem, you know what I mean? The problem is their coping mechanisms, their thinking, their thought processes, right? The things that have happened to them. How do we walk them through that? How do we engage them? Because they've been so disassociated for so long, right? The ID is important. It's a benchmark, 100%, right? It gives you a certain amount of pride. I have an ID. It makes you feel like you're a part of the community, 100%, right? But that's not the underlying issue, right? Like that's the Band-Aid on top.
A lot of people that we talked to down there, almost everybody that we talked to, only one had an ID, and the rest said, oh, I can't do anything, I have to stay here because without an ID I can't apply for housing and I can't take advantage of some of the state and government funded programs, and we can't, you know, legally take anything to the scrapyard and make money, and we can't, you know, get day jobs because nobody will let us work without ID, and they make it seem like that's the only thing that's keeping them down there.
Is that a roadblock in certain ways? 100%. Is that the thing that's keeping him down there? No, I don't believe so. That's just my opinion, right? Like, if I'm motivated and you offer me 90 days in treatment and you're going to help me get a job, I'm gone.
So they don't need IDs to come here?
No, never. None of them have IDs.
So you'll get somebody a job
100%.
And give them a place to live
100%.
With no ID?
100%. Here's the deal. You're going to go through 90 days of treatment. While you're in treatment, you're getting your ID. It doesn't matter if you're in Hawaii, whatever state you're in, we're getting it. It's a done deal. Like, that is the easiest part of the process. Birth certificate, we'll get your social. Social will take longer because it's by mail, but it's free. It's coming. You don't need a social security card to work. Your ID is easy. Super easy. Birth certificate first. Always birth certificate first, because you need that to get the ID, right? You need to get the other items. But it's easy. And while you're doing that, you're not paying anything for the 90 days. Everything is taken care of. After those 90 days, we put you in a sober living for 90 days. That's 180 days. You don't have to worry about paying a single bill.
Do you think a lot of them...
Damn! I need to go join this and just have like 180 days of no prices.
Kind of like being down there?
I can't speak for everybody, right? Like, was there a period of time when I enjoyed being down there? Yes, I did, because I was out of control. I was able to do whatever I wanted to do, and things were going well, right? But then eventually the time comes, right, where it wears out. And I don't know how to get out anymore. I don't know what to do. I'm just lost. That's the trauma, right? That's the... My world has become this small. It's all I know. And everything starts to seem monumental, right? Then it's the ID. That's the reason why. It couldn't be that I can't get out, right? It's got to be the ID. It's got to be, I can't leave this dog, or I can't leave this friend, or this or that, right? Like, there's always a reason that's blocking them from coming out. But I can't tell you how many people have, like, just walked away from it all and come in and done it.
So you think they hold these roadblocks, you know, purposely in front of them to say, oh, I can't do this because I have this monumental issue that I have to work through, because deep down they enjoy the comfort and routine?
Whether it's enjoy or they're just used to, right? Like, I'm kind of cautious to use the word enjoy because it's just what they're used to. It's what they know. If it takes 21 days or whatever it is to develop a habit, and you've been out there for 10 years, it's ingrained. As miserable and as hellish as it looks to us from the outside, it's what they know.
Do you know Glenn?
Damn, that's real.
I do.
Have you tried to help Glenn before?
100%. Glenn's never come out.
How come?
A lot of those guys are in that particular tunnel are old timers. They've been out there for a long time. You know what I mean? So I think at some point you just accept it, right?
Speaking facts, that's unfortunate.
Working on our way, trying to figure out how to crack that show. You know what I mean?
What is the way?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. There's one-off way, right? We just focus on kindness, and every time I talk to them, we make sure that we're sitting with them, we're meeting just like this, eye to eye, You know what I mean? I'm not
There's an
standing over them
boxer,
and constantly looking for those little ways to get in. You know what I mean? Like there's on my route, there's people that like when they see me, they come out with their fists up. They're like, "Come on, Rob, today's the day," because they know I like to joke around. So they joke. We have this banter, right? That's been built up over years, right? My thing with them is like I tell them like, "You're gonna call me, right?" He's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Yeah. You're always playing hard to get. You're never gonna call me." You know what I mean? Like, but I couldn't say that till if I went to another route where they don't know me, I wouldn't say that. You know what I mean?
Have you tried to help Boxer or Andy before?
100%.
You tried to give him a job, house?
Same offer, always the same offer. You know what I mean? And talked to him, spent
Damn.
hours with Boxer, the kittens. I mean, just nonstop, nothing.
Yeah. What can you tell us about Jay?
My name is Jay. I've been down here like probably 9 years.
Just been out there for a long time. You know what I mean? And just not really willing to accept the help for whatever reason. It's unfortunate because it's pretty close to our hearts. You know, we've been visiting him for better part of 6-7 years now. You know what I mean? And we've kind of watched him decline, but you know, we just pray that he comes out someday. Hopefully.
Damn.
Come on, dude.
There is nothing that.
Perfect. Let's go. There's nothing holding you back. Let's go.
A total change of life. 100%. And this is
a positive change.
No, you're exactly right. 100%. I agree with that too. I really do. Because money and stuff like that.
Jay, let's go.
When you say unwilling to accept help, what do you mean by that?
I mean, we've tried from every angle. You know what I mean? Every angle. We've offered him everything. We've talked to him hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, explained it to him, like, just, I mean.
Yeah, some people just don't want to get out of their situation.
He told me that he's been waiting for his ID for 10 years.
10 years I've been trying to get my ID. I'm still ID-less.
Yeah.
Comes in, you could have it in 30 days. I've told him that 1,000 times. Think about this. What's the biggest anxiety in your life right now?
Probably rent.
Never have to worry about that ever again. Never. Just that alone, right? Never paying a bill. You don't ever have to be anywhere ever again on time. There's a certain twisted freedom in that, right?
Damn.
Twisted freedom that you've let go of society.
A twisted freedom.
And you're living very primal, very what's next? What's next?
Killing me.
Not a whole lot of planning, right?
That would be freeing, like not having to go to work, not having societal norms,
maybe 2.5 years. And there was something sort of exhilarating about knowing that, okay, if I have this and I can pay for gas, I never have to check into a hotel, never have to pay rent, never have to check in with anyone. I can just go to a parking lot and sleep here tonight, somewhere else tomorrow night. And there is something that's like, I wouldn't even call it twisted for myself, because obviously I wasn't what they would call homeless, but you know, I still didn't have a house or an apartment or a place to go back to. I didn't have running water, didn't have showers, showering at Planet Fitness, going to different gas stations every day and surviving on
when I worked at Planet Fitness, we had a lot of homeless people who had memberships, because our cheapest membership is $10 a month, and you get access to the showers. We'd have homeless people just go in there, shave, shower, clean up, and then head out. Or go chill in the gym for a little bit, walk on the treadmill to get some cool air.
Beef jerky and mixed nuts. I felt like I had escaped this society's matrix or something. And I would see people going to work every day and think, thank God that's not me. And if you think about, for Jay, like, have you tried to get him a place before or a job?
We have told him we have a job lined up for him.
Van life.
Once he completes treatment, we've taken him to treatment. He doesn't stay. Not yet, you know what I mean? We'll keep working on him.
You ever get frustrated?
I mean, I think it's part of human nature, right? Like I want the best for them because I know what's on offer for them, but like it's that balancing act of understanding that like I don't really play a part in that piece of them getting to a place where they're willing to accept help. I don't, right? Like they have to get there. I'm just going to keep showing up and keep offering it and keep looking for ways to poke at them and shit tell them I love them, and be that safe
I
space
couldn't do it,
ready.
man.
I guess they'd have to really like digest the first step.
100%.
And just be like, I'm powerless. I can't help myself.
Yeah, and let's be fair, like, there's no part of them that doesn't understand that.
Real.
They understand that. It's just, they're just...
Sorry guys, I'm going over a little bit. This video's almost over. I know it's long.
Yeah. I understood.
I appreciate everyone who stuck around and watched.
I even understood my life was unmanageable. I just didn't want to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a thorough first step experience, right? It was like 95. I still thought, like the jaywalker, I thought it'll be different this time. Just one more time.
I think it takes a truly like horrific, disastrous
Sign me up.
life experience.
I appreciate everyone who stuck around and watched this. I think that's like, so like this is kind of important.
At least for me,
for our brains to know.
Like, I had to hit a point where I
overall
was
society.
like, I have to stop, or my life is gonna actually fall apart. Sometimes you know you have one shot left, and that's not to say you wish something bad would happen to anyone, But until they
really
think they reach a moment where they're like, holy shit, I'm gonna die if I don't get clean, or at least fade into oblivion somehow, I don't think they'll do it.
3 people tried to murder me.
Friendships been great.
Succeeded, and I was brought back to life. Like, that's what it takes for a guy like me to get sober. So who am I?
Chat, like I said, I've had some experiences, like, you know, here recently, and, you know, some of you guys know about, and I don't want to talk about it on stream, of course. You know, I told the people who I think need to know the really in-depth details, and I'm just gonna, you know, walk stronger and taller from here on. But, like, yeah, it took a lot for me. Like, you guys would have talked to me 2 days ago, and you're like, yo, Sam, do you ever think I'll stop smoking weed? I'd have said no, never. Don't get to the day I die.
Who am I? You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to other people's experience, I don't know, right?
Robert says his journey into sobriety began when he was attacked by 3 men in the tunnels.
3 guys attacked me. Axe, that's what all this is. Hit me with an axe, I got a dent in my skull, stabbed me in the leg, the whole 9 yards. Broke the jaw, lacerated liver, swelling of the brain, and dragged me on the train tracks, left me for dead. It's a couple 100 feet from my tunnel. I'm laying dead in the train tracks. The cops show up, they drag me off, they revive me. Train comes.
Aww.
They revive me, I wake up, I'm screaming, they give me a shot of morphine, I die again. Then I wake up in the hospital 3 days later. I wake up on my life support, I got a nurse yelling at me, screaming at me. She's trying to calm me down because I'm ripping everything out, right? I feel a hand touch my forehead and I feel the presence of God, right? What my God is, I felt it.
Well, congrats, man, that's crazy. But I mean, obviously, if you've been in recovery rooms, you understand that that experience is different for everybody, but that moment is shared. Something so chaotic happens that you have to analyze what behavior and what factors put me in that situation.
One thing I really like about this music is, like, most of the conversations, other than the transitions, don't have music. Dramatic music, sad music, like a lot of YouTube videos.
3 guys tried to kill you. That's not normal.
I get that piece of it, but I also understand my part. So it wasn't like I was just some guy that fell on my hard times and just was sitting there not bothering nobody. No, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of that too, let's be fair, right? Like,
you do now, but I think what a selfish, you know, addictive person might do is they'd wake up and say, fuck those guys, I'm gonna go get loaded. I just survived something shitty, I need to celebrate.
And I did, let's be fair. But the swelling of the brain, memory loss. So I would have a resentment, because I have a gun buried in the desert out there somewhere. I don't even know if the gun works, like, let's be fair, I'm no badass at all. But, like, my mind is telling me, I'm gonna get those fuckers, I'm gonna get those fuckers, always those fuckers, right? The swelling of the brain, literally every 10 minutes, I would forget everything. It's an amazing, for you new in recovery, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it, it hurts like a motherfucker. I had like ringing inside my head for 3 months straight. It sounded like that train, but it was amazing. It gave me a free pass for 3 months. And by that time I was already like coming out of treatment, living in sober living, starting to buy in, and I said, okay.
Obviously, I'm sure you've seen the YouTube videos and like some of the local folklore, and this concept of mole people has become this urban legend in Las Vegas.
Trash.
We were talking to people on the streets, random people on the strip, and they were like saying they make like child snuff films down there.
Trash.
Someone said something that someone actually said they glow in the dark because they haven't seen sunlight.
Trash.
In like a year.
They're not real people. They're all like dismembered. It's all like a big incest ring of just rat people underground. Like,
it's interesting how
I like how she's saying that, but look what you're doing, Shotty. No offense, but like, come on now.
Oversaturated media of the tunnel has kind of created this urban legend that it's like the sketchiest people and that it's this like vast underworld of criminals.
It's the fear of the unknown. There's not one place in this world where that hasn't had an effect, right? It's the fear of the unknown, so I assume because I heard you know what I mean? Like, that's really why the name is so important to us, right? We want to shine a light on this, a true and honest message of what it really is, right? We take out as many people as we can from all walks of life to show them. Because what happens is then they become our advocates, or they become the advocates for the people that are living there. That this is really
they're people too. No, for real.
Crap you're telling yourself. Like, I hate that term, mole people. It makes my fucking skin boil.
Bam!
How come?
It's just like, it's disrespectful, right? It's no different. It's like a. It's a lack of understanding. It's a lack of empathy, because those are somebody's brother, sisters, uncles, cousins, grandmothers that fell on hard times for whatever the reason, right? And there's not one family that I know of that hasn't been touched by addiction, mental health, bad luck, right?
Preach.
And we all know what they feel. We all know what they feel. We just haven't all felt it at the same exact time to this extreme, right?
Like that.
We all know hopelessness. We all know depression. We all know isolation, separation, disassociation, right? Lack of hope, thinking we're powerless, thinking it's not going to work. Like, of course, those are common, right? On a daily basis. But they're feeling it in that perfect storm all in one time. You know what I mean? How did you get out of it? How
high as
powerless
fuck.
did you feel in those moments when you didn't have hope, right? Somehow you were able to walk through it, right? But they're not, because it's so overwhelming and all happening at the same time. You know what I mean? Like,
karma will come back around, good or bad.
To say they're mole people,
Karma!
It's just another way to hold them down.
Yeah.
When the reality is the shame is on those people, right? Because they're not doing anything to fix the problem.
Yeah.
All right? So instead of looking at myself, I'm going to shame you, and my hands are clean.
If you'd like to donate to Shine a Light, you can go to their website, shinealightlv.com/donate. I'll leave the link in bio. And if you live in the Vegas area and want to help, maybe consider volunteering on Wednesdays. Anywho,
maybe I'll do that.
After a week of covering the tunnels, I was ready to switch gears and received an anonymous tip by the way of email that DARE, you know, the widely mocked Reagan-era school program that aimed to fight the war on drugs by teaching middle school students about the dangers of marijuana, cocaine, graffiti, gangs, and beyond, would be relaunching after losing its federal funding in 2006, when studies emerged showing that the number of juvenile drug users actually increased after DARE's nationwide launch in the early 90s. Now, apparently though, DARE is coming back as a result of fentanyl and vaping, and their commencement ceremony was to be held just a mile away from the tunnels at the soon-to-be-demolished Tropicana Casino. So we packed our bags, headed over there, and immediately spotted a pro-drug protester outside the building, who apparently had just been kicked out.
Daryl Gates said, quote, "Every drug user should be shot and killed in the streets."
But I do believe that we've got to get serious.
That is the center and core tenet of the DARE philosophy.
That's
by
recent.
associating drugs with violence. Drugs are not violent. Try doing some. Legalize heroin! Every drug should be legal!
This is Haley, the only protester outside the International DARE conference in Las Vegas.
What the
Inside,
fuck?
Hundreds of future
I
DARE
remember
officers
DARE, me too.
trained by seasoned veterans. Like Retro Bill, who once told me, by way of a roll-in TV set in 5th grade, not to do cocaine or join a gang.
These illegal drugs are always bad for you. Marijuana is also a harmful drug. Say no! Get the police involved to help you solve gang problems in your community.
And somehow, there I was, face to face with him.
What the fuck?
Retro Bill, capital R-E-T-R-O, capital B-I-L-L, also known as the International Dare Safety and Self-Esteem Buddy, official title. I've been motivationally speaking professionally for 25 years. We never know. You could watch a documentary on television.
That wish
you
Elvis.
You can see a news segment on TV, right? You can read
that
a
unit
book.
is crazy.
You can read a quote,
How?
right? You can hear a speaker speak. It could be a teacher, a counselor, a police officer, a Retro Bill, and all of a sudden, just know this, something will click for somebody in a positive way.
Retro Bill sees the DARE program as an opportunity to stop children from heading down a path of drugs and destruction. Haley, on the other hand, does not agree.
Ignorance is killing people. Poverty is killing people. Heroin is a medicine. Look up Dr. Barbara Browers. Dr. Barbara Browers is a physician and scientist in Switzerland using heroin to treat schizophrenia and other psychiatric.
It's a pretty strong medicine, though.
Well, yeah, but anything can be, alcohol is a pretty strong medicine, but yet we
He's
still
hypnotizing
can drink
us.
beer.
Get the eyebrow wigs.
Beer, you can have
Hard front that wig,
stuff,
If you'd like to see our complete documentary, DARE Conference, which features interviews with the president of DARE, Retro Bill, the DARE Student of the Year, DARE Officer of the Year, the captain of DARE Mexico, and other concerned school security officers, go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/channel5. Again, that's www.patreon.com/channel5. As many of you know, we are a completely independent, primarily crowd-funded news organization, and most of that funding comes from our Patreon, where supporters pay $5 a month to gain access to an exclusive catalog of unreleased, extended, and uncensored content, as well as a behind-the-scenes show called C5 Newsroom, which you can only see on.
I think the rest of this is just an ad for his Patreon.
Bottom right corner of the video where you see the settings icon, hit that button, then meander on up to where it says audio track. From there, you'll see all the different languages that this video is available in. Give it a try. And this
Alrighty, chat. No, that was a great video. I really fucking enjoyed it, and I enjoyed chat tonight. I enjoyed this community. I enjoyed presence, your energy. So thank you guys for coming in and just being so loving and shit like that. We're about to wrap this stream up. Guys, just know that like if you're ever struggling with something, whatever it is, like there always is someone looking out for you. Me, I'm always looking out for you guys. If you ever need anything to talk about, let me know. You guys have been there for me countless motherfucking times. I can't even count the times that chat and you guys have pulled me out